Shut it down, guys. Shut it down. I gotta hide so they don't find me because we're talking about. You can't name him. Don't say his name, Josh. Don't say his name. We are talking about the obvious today. I mean, we talked about it yesterday. We're going to talk about it today. Josh, welcome to the studio.
What up, y'all?
This is Josh Vandernoord. I am Zeb Boygan. This is Outside the Overton. Dude, I was putting some stuff together today, and I got a plethora. You know what? You thought we had a lot yesterday? I got a lot today. And
well, hold on.
Okay, go ahead.
Let me set it up for you because, so Zeb, I come in today. I tried to get here early, ended up getting here even later than I normally do, and Zeb comes in and he's saying, we've got something nobody else has, that he's pieced together some kind of puzzle and he thinks we're the only ones that have it. I don't know what it is yet. I don't know what it is. So I, along with you, am very eager to hear what it is. Then he puts the ghillie suit on.
It's going to take a minute to explain. It's going to take a minute to explain. But
okay,
before we get into that, I got a lot more stuff that I want to get into really, really briefly. You know, we have a main subject of the show, which is obviously Voldemort today. But there's a couple other things I want to get into, and then we'll dive into that. But when I was putting this show together, dude, I was like, okay, Epstein, Dershowitz, Dave Smith, Maxwell. What are the other Jews? Randy Fine. Anti-Semitism. It's like, dude, I don't want to talk about the Jews. Glenn Beck talking about the Jews every single time. Did you see that clip yet?
Glenn Beck?
Glenn Beck said every country that the Jews have been in, they've been kicked out of. Every single one, without exception. That's what he said. That was a loose quote, but...
It's because they're God's chosen people. It's because God loves them so much, everyone else hates them, including Christians.
Anyway.
When they're kicked out of Christian countries.
I don't want to talk about their Jews. I said this before. I don't want to talk about them. But when they're shoving it in our faces and they control the levers of power in Congress, how are we not supposed to, Josh? Oh, let me hide before they find me and shoot me with their space lasers.
They're gonna set the studio on fire.
I'm over
Fortunately,
here trying to delete things.
The studio does not exist in 3D space. We're in the fifth dimension, which is why we know everything before it happens.
That's exactly right. 1989 theology. Welcome to what is going on with my...
That's good. I like that. Every Steen Singleberg time.
You got to throw a Dave Smith in there somewhere. What's Dave Smith's real name? How about that? Let's figure that one out. Chat, what's Dave Smith's real name? Somebody Google that one real
Shlomo Koinberg.
Shoving it. All right. Oy Vey. Jack in the chat. Tim in the chat. Welcome. What
up,
Calvinist. Tim Bob. Killing it. Bob. Yo, Bob's been back a couple days in a row. Thank y'all for being here. Go ahead, if you are here, go ahead and drop a like on here. So maybe YouTube will push this in the algorithm. What you think, Josh?
Probably not.
Nah, probably not. Hey, it's worth a shot though. Like it. If you know anybody wants to, I don't know, listen in, get a little entertainment going on. You know, that's what we try to give them. That's what we try to get them. Adam. Ghillie suit on. Hey, this is my second ghillie suit I made. This is my winter ghillie suit. This one's a little bit thicker. The summer ghillie suit I made, dude, it was nice. But anyway, I ended up stalking in this thing in the winter ghillie suit in like 107 degrees. Literally thought I was gonna die.
Like you accepted.
I accepted. I'm gonna pass out. They're gonna have to take me to the hospital.
Damn.
We had to. I'll give y'all a brief rundown on stalking real quick. So when I say stalking, I mean they'll drop you off in this like a field. Maybe it has some brush.
Hold on. Was this a training or was this like a mission?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, training. But anyway, they'll drop you off in like some brush that maybe anywhere from like 6 inches to 18 inches tall, and maybe it has some bushes. Maybe it has a couple trees laying around. But the distance you got to travel is anywhere from like 400 meters to 1,000 meters, yards, same thing. And most of the time you're low crawling. And dude, when it's cooking, when that sun's out, whoo, and you can't move. There ain't no water. There ain't no air conditioning. You're laying on the ground. There's no wind. There's no breeze. It's like laying in a frying pan, son. But anyway, we were out there in the summertime doing it. A couple times we had to wade through ditches of water that had frozen over because it was so cold. I got plenty of stories.
The only time I ever
But I want to talk about the Jews. But I don't want to talk about the Jews. No. Oy Vey, shut it down. What's up?
I was going to say, the only time I ever thought I was going to die was the opposite, where I was at App State, and all my friends were gone, and I was bored, and I went on a car ride, and I was in shorts and a T-shirt. I just drove deeper and deeper into the woods till I was like, all right, I've done enough exploring. I got to turn around. Tried to pull a Yui, got stuck in a ditch on the side of a mountain, and was stuck there. No tow truck would come get me. And I'm standing outside my car. It starts snowing, and I'm in shorts and a T-shirt.
Nice, dude.
And I had to call like the police to come get me. and they weren't coming. It took like 4 hours. I thought I was gonna die.
Oh boy, Kevin in the chat, Adam in the chat. What's up? Myron Destiny debate clip. I did see that they had debated. We might, if we have some time this afternoon after we get through all of this, dude. I got a ton to get through. This will be a pretty solid stream.
Let's get started.
We'll get to Myron Destiny debate clip. We do need to do some more debate reviews. I just don't like listening to Destiny's stupid face. I hate hearing his stupid face.
Oh, dude, I can't even watch it.
And I hate seeing his voice. When I see his voice, I hate seeing his voice and listening to his face.
Like where he does like that.
Yeah, you don't listen to Destiny's voice and you don't look at his face. You hear his face and you listen to his. You hear his face and you see his voice. That's what happens when you watch a Destiny clip. 6 hour stream. Let's do it. I don't know, dude. It's Tuesday. I got things to do too. Was it training? Was I married? Yeah, I was married then. Jim also in the chat. And we're gonna dive into this right here. Remember to be angry at your designated enemies. Do nothing. Democrats, Comey, Hillary. I don't know, man. I don't know. That's kind of the puzzle pieces I was putting together today. This question or comment kind of lends to that idea. The question I have is, who are our friends and who are our enemies? And it's this great divide that we're going to take a look at here in a second. A surprise at the end for you. I'll give it to you right now. Kevin Spacey wants to release the list. What does Kevin Spacey have to lose? Everybody knows he's a kid diddler, but he wants to hit list release anyway. And then you got I can't spoil it. I can't spoil it for you. That's one. I got like five more for you.
Because now that you've said that, my mind is going 100 miles a minute.
Chad, if you're watching right now, I'm telling you, you better watch the rest of the stream because there's so many nuggets at the probably 3/4 to the end of the stream. It's going to be worth listening. I do want to shout out Chronic here. He was in the stream when I did a debate panel the other day on Raging Tomatoes. She hosts Andrew Wilson a lot, but dude, the debate panel with like 10 people is no bueno. That was frustrating. Not only were they all retards, not all of them. There was one or two decent guys on there, but you can't get a word in, dude.
I'm thinking, maybe Kevin Spacey wants the Epstein files released because he was never invited to the island because they didn't need to like trick him into diddling kids. They just did it already. They had enough evidence on him already.
He's just trying to bring down the shit with him. Yeah, maybe. We'll see. Let's see. Kevin wanting them to release the list is crazy. Yes. Man. I think it's not just Kevin Spacey. We got a couple more to get into. And I think I'm going to try to clear, because I haven't even done it myself, but I'm going to try to work through this with y'all and try to clear this up. Who is on our side? Who isn't on our side? I mean, we got one faction saying the files don't exist, and then half of that faction, half another faction voting down, releasing the files that don't exist. Like, how do you vote to release something that doesn't exist, Josh? Congress voted not to release the Epstein list. But the Epstein list doesn't exist. Like, I know we do a little bit of logic flow on here. Like that one doesn't, like something's going on here. I'm gonna try to work through that one with y'all too. I got a couple of things on that. Again, trigger warning. Welcome, Deep Throat Destiny. dude, get that off my screen. Piggy Pie, welcome to the stream. Got suspended on X today. Nice. Or be joining there, but I'm here. I'm not sure who Piggy Pie is, but sorry, dude.
What'd you get banned for?
Probably gooning to the new companions. What a joke that is, dude. That's not even on the list today. That dude, Elon needs to shut. Elon is a retard autist. That's what he is. You know, we've been playing up this Elon genius for a little while. What retard sits here and complains about the birth rate, goes and has 15 kids with 8 different women, and then says, nah, screw the rest Western world. I'm going to make anime waifu.
I think he's just a salesman. You know what I mean? I don't think he's
something. And
I don't know,
and it
man.
comes after retard. Oh, man. All right, where are we at? Let's before we dive headfirst into the one we must not speak about.
Damn, man. Got a billion tabs.
I got a lot of tabs open today, boys.
Oh
I got a lot. We got a lot to get through. It should be fairly. Most of them are short, and then we're gonna listen to Charlie Kirk walk back his what we played yesterday, because Mr. Walkback Kirk doesn't know how to stand on anything. That's why he blows with the wind, boys. That's why we're gonna win. I'm gonna have to let chat go here in a second. I can't wait to see Orangeman finally face Crooked Hillary and Sleepy Joe in the cage match. I don't care if we put them all in Alligator Alcatraz. I couldn't care less at this point, dude. Would AI debates have the potential for objective and good faith discussion on contentious topics?
No,
I don't think.
I don't think AI can have debates. I've been playing around with Grok like the past week on like philosophical questions, and it's very like it just like states back what you told it, you know?
I think that's what it does a lot of times. It tells you what you want to hear. Kind of like Elon. Rodney in the chat. Let's go.
What up, Rod?
Rodney, stick around for this one. All right, let me pull up Mr. Piro here. Boom, bang, pow.
Parents are that age. My parents are not retired.
This clip is going around. It's a little bit of an older clip, but I want to touch on it. I figured Josh might have an actual take on this, and I think I'm right because I always am. So we're gonna play this.
Before you play it, I just want to say
I'm not playing the whole thing. I'll just play a little bit of it.
You just took it back to 0, but like the 0, the pause on that, it's already telling the Jewish Kubrick stare.
Dude.
My parents.
Don't
retire.
Is that pause anti-Semitic? Did I pause? Is my pause on that anti-Semitic? I think so.
I think so.
And let's be real about it.
It's an old clip, but I've kind of made something.
How old?
Old enough. Year or two.
It says July 14th, 25.
They posted it today. I'm sure the clip's
It's
okay.
because he's rebranded since then.
Saying that we haven't raised the retirement age in the United States. It's totally crazy. Joe Biden, if that were the case, Joe Biden should not be running for president. Hey, Joe Biden is 81 years old. The retirement age in the United States at which you start to receive Social Security and you are eligible for Medicare is 65. Joe Biden has technically been eligible for Social Security and Medicare for 16 years, and he wants to continue in office until he is 86, which is 19 years past when he would be eligible for retirement. No one in the United States should be retiring at 65 years old. Frankly, I think retirement itself is a stupid idea unless you have some sort of health problem.
Piggy,
Everybody that I know who is elderly, who has retired, is dead within 5 years. And if you talk to people who are elderly and they lose their purpose in life by losing their job,
anyway, we got the point. I don't want to listen to Tiny Hat anymore. There's too many Tiny Hats today. I'm going to listen to as few of them as I can. Josh, I want your take on retirement, because we talked about this before, especially when it comes down to like the boomers. Mm-hmm. But ready, set, go.
Okay, so this is like my opinion on retirement. It's a little bit like complex and a little more nuanced, because we've run into this situation before where there's things that we agree with in theory. Like for example, how democracy, like the kind of democratic republic that we have, would work if we were still the type of nation that, got it? If we were still the type of nation of the founders, you know what I mean? If we were one people, one church, you know what I mean? So the point being is like, I actually think it's okay for a prosperous nation, for a prosperous country to be able to systemically provide for the elderly or systemically provide in specific ways. Like this was something I was debating with Ken on Wake Up Carolina on was childbirth. I think, you know, like ideally, yeah, like it would be nice if no one had to pay for healthcare, but obviously to have an effective healthcare system, that's going to come in. The question is making it more affordable. But if I had to pick, like, there's something that should be considered free, that would be childcare. You know, or not childcare, like child labor, when you go into when you have a kid, if you go to the hospital, you don't have to pay to.
You want to socialize it, federalize
socialized maternity wards.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
fine.
Like I'm fine with it in principle. Obviously, like what we have now isn't working and needs to be reformed or just cut in general until we can get back to baseline. But I'm not against it in principle.
Retirement?
Yeah.
I'm
not
not pro retirement. I think a society. Let me spit this out real quick and move on because I didn't want to dwell on this too much. But a society should be able to support its elders at a point, and retirement shouldn't be looked at like boomers look at the retirement when they say that in their head or when they talk about retirement, it's like this freedom that they get to go travel the world. It's like they spend 60 years of their life to build up this mound of money that they can go spend on themselves and travel the world. I'm not a fan of that, but I do understand retirement as defined as like being able to kind of step back and let your children take care of you and you can take care of your grandchildren at the same time. Like there should be some type of yin and yang, but we live in a system that has created so much inflation and various other means of money manipulation that retirement is about the only thing that is left for someone to be free.
Yeah.
Like we're slaves to the system until we're retired. And that is a problem.
It's one of those things where for all of human existence, it was like if you were a farmer and you worked in the field, eventually you got old enough to where you were more of a hindrance than a help. But you had children, you had a family, they kind of took over the business, they kind of helped out, they were prosperous. And then essentially what you get is, yeah, you basically do retire, but you're with your family. Like you take in the same way that the parents have children and they take care of the babies until the babies are self-sustaining. You know, once you're self-sustaining for your entire life, you create a life for yourself that your children can sustain you when you can no longer sustain yourself. And that's how it was. That's how it was.
Call it yin and yang, man.
And that's why this sounds terrible.
Did you read writing? Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
This is kind of a I don't know if it's sinful. I don't know, whatever, but I'm kind of like, I'm actually okay with having a prosperous nation where you can eat meat every day for the existence of heart disease. I don't think heart disease is necessarily
for the existence of heart disease.
Yeah, so you know, like maybe you get cut down before you get too old to take care of yourself. It's not the worst thing ever. Like I was thinking about it, I don't want my dad to die of a heart attack, but that's because I want my dad to be around. You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude.
But
if I'm 80 and I'm moving good, like we have Jack on the show. Jack's almost 80 years old. He moves good, dude.
Yeah,
like that, like good.
But
like,
eventually
that's nice.
he won't.
But if I'm 80 and I'm struggling, dog, just let me go. Dude, I got a swamp back there. I'll just start walking. Just let me go, dude. I don't want to be here anymore.
And it's terrible, but it's like, hey, man, you know, sometimes I think to myself, if I'm good with the Lord.
Is that a utilitarian thing?
It's a little bit utilitarian, but you know, the problem is at times you got to think that way. That doesn't mean you sacrifice your morals for the sake of utility. But maybe, like, listen, if it was like die of a heart attack at 53 unexpectedly, or get dementia and live a long demented life.
No, dude. I've seen the dementia. Bro, let me go. I'm telling you. If I start developing dementia to the point where I don't know where home is and I just start walking into the woods, like I said, let me go and you'll never find me.
To me, my letters, if I got diagnosed, I'd write a letter to my family and be like, hey, man, it's a sin to kill. It's a sin to euthanize. But if you want to drive me around without the seatbelt on, I ain't going to blame you, man. I don't think God would either. I'm not saying intentionally hit something, but the point is, if it happens, ironically, it'd probably be one of those rare instances where the seatbelts kill you, and I like got flown into a pool or something.
I wanted
don't remember
Rodney,
what happened.
I'm not going to harp on Rodney too much because he's a little bit older. He's not full boomer. He's got a little bit in him though. You know, you can take a little bit of boomer out of them, but they're still there. He said we try to retire, but your generation can't stay up without the training wheels, which is kind of tongue in cheek. I mean, it's
too well. It's people in our generation, but there's other.
Well, like we said yesterday,
categories.
I think every generation is entitled to an extent.
Oh,
right?
Sure.
I mean, if I had to, like, okay, let me ask everybody this, chat, everybody, including Rodney. If you had to be born in a decade, which decade would you prefer to be born in? There's only one answer to this question, and it ain't 2000.
It's like
It's
being
the
born
50s.
in the 40s.
You want to grow up. You want to be, teenage years in the late 60s, early 70s, throughout the 80s. This is the greatest generation of all time ever in the history of the world. And anybody that question, you could say 40s, you could say 70s.
I'd say being born in the late 40s, having a nice childhood in the 50s, teenage years in the 60s.
Yeah, I guess you could go back. I mean, I'm looking at late 60s, right? I mean, this is
be
pinnacle America. When I think of late 60s, I'm thinking American Muscle, dude. I'm thinking drive-in movies. I'm thinking not the Great Depression, right? This is what we're thinking, and this is where the boomers grew up. They grew up in such great times, so much prosperity that they don't know what's actually going on now. And it's not even their fault. I mean, like I say a lot of times, they're a product of their environment and a product of their time. But that being said, give me the keys. I don't even have my key. I don't have my keys on me. That's the problem. The boomers got them. I got a prop in my pocket all the time, and when I need it, I don't have it. Anyway, off to the woods I go. That's a boomer rant. Sorry, that went long.
Yeah, we got to get into the juice. We got to get into the meat and bones of
well,
today's
we already
topic.
did the juice. I mean, Ben Shapiro's the juice himself. And now we got some more juice. Ready for some more juice? This is a retard right here, dude. Chat. If anybody watches PBD, I think this dude is Patrick Bet-David. This dude is a plant. This guy is there on purpose to just take all of the arrows. Like if anybody watches Nelk, like Steiny is there to take all the arrows. And we talked about this before. Dude, Adam is so insufferable, dude. But people hate watching him, so they keep him on. You can't have a podcast of like 3 to 5 people without somebody dissenting. It's just one big circle jerk. And nobody likes circle jerks unless they're in the circle jerk. So that's why they have somebody like Adam on.
A lot of people over the weekend sort of have very emotional responses to what's going on here. And
This is a 7-minute clip. I listened to a little bit of it. We'll get through some. I'm going to speed it up for you. If it's too fast, tell me slow down.
put these people in 3 categories. There's
stupid and really stupid?
That's just your third category, Vinny.
Gotcha.
I'll save the best for
Gotcha.
last. There's the people who want the truth and they're frustrated and they have every right of knowing that. I totally get those people. Totally understand that. The second tier of people, I believe, are people who are eating their popcorn watching this. It's like Game of Thrones and House of Cards and Tiger King all in one for these type of people. And then there's a third type of people, like my friend Vinny, who I love very much. And Jeffrey Epstein is living rent-free in your head.
Yo, shout out Vinny. I love his comedy clips. They're pretty good.
And you can't shake it. And every morning you wake up, you're like, "Dude, we need more information on Epstein."
Actually, I don't
it's like
actually
you're
listen.
watching the show
That's not what I do in the morning.
and you're speculating, "Oh, it's this guy. It could be him. I don't know what's going on." When the reality is, and I mean this sincerely, you don't know shit, bro.
Oh, yes, I do.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
Because
I'll retort
because
when you're done.
if Pam Bondi is saying certain something and Cash Patel is saying something,
Dude, he's so insufferable.
So I don't watch
you don't
Patrick
know shit.
Bet David.
You don't know shit. You don't know shit. I know everything. Me, I know. You don't know shit. I'm the Jew. I don't want the Jew things released. Oy Vey, shut it down.
So Adam is the guy that was talking just now. And this other guy with the angry patriot on his thing, that's his that's a guest.
No, he's a standard. He's part of the
he's a
home
regular?
team, but
Okay.
he does comedy stuff.
Okay, gotcha.
I believe that.
and Dan Bongino is saying something, and Trump is saying
The government
something.
wouldn't lie, Adam. You're right.
Okay,
The
I'm, not
government
saying,
will never lie.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying you don't know. So I have the humility and I have the capacity to say, you know what? Does this matter? Yeah. Can I control any of this? Zero. If Pam Bondi can't control this,
See, I don't accept that. I think if you've been keeping up with any of this on Twitter, the people chimping out on Twitter and Truth Social have at least some type of pull inside of that administration. Somehow, some way. I mean, there is a leverage that a mass of people have against Donald Trump and the administration.
and Dan Bongino can't control this, and Cash Patel, who basically platformed himself on this issue, can't solve this. Vinny ain't solving this, homie.
Who said I'm trying to
So
solve
you
it,
are,
Adam? No, I'm
because you
not.
put yourself out there
Okay, good.
and you act like you're the authority on this. You're not.
Say, Adam,
and
when you have
hold
those
on,
three groups-
my final point here is a common theme that we talk about on this show is signal versus noise. To me, this is a whole bunch of noise. You're searching for Bigfoot when I'm trying to get rich and create things in my life.
Great.
So good luck with your search.
Great.
That's cute.
What a take, dude. Anyway, I'm gonna go Bigfoot hunting real quick.
You're gonna catch him in that. You're gonna sneak right up on him.
Never see me coming. What's that from?
Ooh.
Never. It's like a
I'm
Batman.
gonna go live in reality,
Never
and I'm not.
Oh,
And I'm not
Iron Man 3.
Oh, Iron Man. There we
downplaying
go.
the significance of this. I'm saying for most people who are fat, lazy, broke, the people I'm talking about, they're obsessed with stuff like this. When they have so many personal issues in their life they can't fix, so they basically deflect and say,
Anyway, that's enough. I'm okay. I'm talking about hate watching. I'm hate watching him right now, dude. I can't stand his face. I hate listening to his face. Anyway,
Yeah. The whole like, bro, what's the big deal?
What's the big?
What's
Stop
the big
talking about
deal?
it. Why are you talking about it? You don't know anything. I know everything. You need to stop talking about it.
Well,
But I mean, there's two people in this clip. Josh, which one is Jewish? Like, just a random question here.
I would imagine Adam Sosnick.
Oh, Sosnick. That wasn't on the Civil War registry, was it?
No,
Sosnick.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think I saw that one either. But this is a problem. I play that to kind of. I'm building some. Throwing some pieces of the puzzle on top of each other right now. They're not really fitting together, but they will.
Well, and here's the thing. I just thought of this. This goes to basically what we were saying about how the problem is not Zionists. The problem is basically non-Christian Jewish people, like all Jewish people essentially, because all of the I haven't seen a single Jewish commentator come out about Epstein Island and say this matters. They all say
We're getting there.
that it isn't a big
Left,
deal.
right,
But
and
here's
center.
the thing. You and I, we don't believe that every single Jewish commentator is in on the Epstein blackmail scandal. I mean, they can't be. But I think what happened is it is the hive mind. They imitate, even the ones that aren't in on it, even the ones that aren't particularly important or special, but still have some say, or even don't have a say. They just run a local store. They parrot what their family, what they
we're
all
getting
do,
there.
and it comes and it's top down.
Well, it's also like this, and I've said this before about elections. People vote for the person that they believe is going to win. They don't necessarily vote for who they agree with more. A lot of times, I mean, most people do, but there's a significant portion of people that will vote for, especially in something like a primaries, will vote for the person that they believe is going to win. And this is how Donald Trump, I think, got a lot of his momentum post his 2016 election. And in the same way, these Jews want to feel included. If they're not, I'm not saying they're not, because they're a monolith. I'm hiding. They are a monolith. But what I'm saying is they will accept whatever is being thrown because their acceptance of that is, at least in their mind, them being accepted into that world. Even if they're at the bottom of this Juden totem pole, right? And so this is kind of what we're going to get into a little bit today. This was posted. This is kind of a sideline from all of this. Let's take a break, guys. I know we got a lot going on right now. I don't know who wrote this. I can't even pronounce the name. Anyway, Mexican. Anyway, this was posted by Levitt. What's her name? Pamela.
Levitt? Pamela Evitt.
No.
Carolyn Levitt.
No. Yeah. No.
The press secretary.
Yeah, press secretary. Wow.
Carolyn Levitt.
Is it Carolyn?
Yeah.
She doesn't look like a Carolyn. Anyway. She posted this. And so I read the top and I was like, oh, that's good. That's good. ICE arrests more than double throughout the country, including California. Okay, that sounds good, doesn't it, Josh?
Yeah, I like that.
This is the most misleading headline I've ever read in my entire life, dude.
Yeah, there's like pictures of jaguars or bobcats.
That must be an ad or something.
Okay.
Living in the desert. Okay. Anyway, you wade through this. It keeps saying double. It doubled in the previous numbers. Different arrest numbers reported compiled in the state. Numbers have more than doubled in 38 states. Doubled since January. Averaged around daily arrest since January. Blah, 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 blah.
666.
And then we get to the numbers, and it's like Idaho, up 1,000%. How many deportations are happening out of Ohio?
Idaho?
Like 3? Okay, now we have 30? Okay. Wow. What an increase.
Great.
And so basically what the article starts to say is that places that don't have illegal immigrants are deporting more illegal immigrants, and they're taking this increased number here and averaging it out with all of the other numbers. So it's not going from 100 to 200. It's going from Idaho had 1 deportation, now it has 10 deportations.
Yep.
Therefore, it's 1,000% increase. And then, okay, Texas has the same amount. So now between Idaho and Texas, there's a 500% increase. You talk about lying with numbers. This is brutal. This is Jewish. When we talk about this is a Jew stream. That is Jewish.
They Desert Sun. They trained their little Mexican very well. Ernesto Centino Arugula.
Yeah. What is it? Lies, damn lines, and statistics. Dude, that's what they were.
Trigger warning says data suggests. Love it. Yeah, for real, dude.
Dude, I don't even know, man. I started reading and I got halfway through the article. I was like, where are the actual numbers at? And I get to it and then it shows me that. And I'm like, what's even the point, dude?
God. Glenn Beck is not looking good. He looks like a Veggie Tale.
Back on the Jews. No, we never really left. We're back on the Jews again. Richard, who are you talking about?
He's been in there before. Richard Yellowhawk. Richard Yellowhawk. Welcome back to your native land.
Here's Glenn Beck talking about the Jews are kicked out of every single country eventually they're in. I'm afraid it could happen in America. Dang. It's so scary, man. It's so scary. Why is it not playing? Play, stupid.
Refresh.
Killing me, Smalls.
Jews are kicked out of every single country eventually they're in. I'm afraid it could happen here in America.
It sounds like he's actually, now that I listen to it again, it sounds like he's reading it off of something. It's like he's trying to
You
quote
must
somebody.
name the enemy.
Yeah, I think he is. I'd like to see the whole clip. But, I mean, even bringing that to light to this point, the question is,
every single
why would he do that?
Why would he bring this up?
Why would they start saying, repeating this, even if it's reading something out of context?
I'll tell you exactly why.
Well, that's why I'm asking.
Because Glenn Beck is he's not a paid shill. He does not support Israel because they pay him to. They don't have to pay someone like Glenn Beck. He is an unironic like Jew worshiper. It's not a grift. He worships the Jews. And so when he hears kicked out of 109 countries, what he hears is what the Jews think to themselves, victim, victim, victim. And so when he hears 109 countries and he thinks they are victims, he can't even comprehend the actual implication or any other strain of thought.
Didn't we have a discussion about Glenn Beck the other day? He's Mormon, isn't he?
Something like that. Yeah, we looked into him and it was
fake Christian.
Like LDS or something.
Yeah, Mormon. Somebody says he's Judeo-Christian. I think he's Mormon, Richard. Lord of the Ree in the chat. Welcome. No, that's Josh. What did he say, Lord of the Ree? It's okay, bud. Because
he said Lord of the Ree.
All right. Let's see.
I listened to some of your music, Lord of the Ree. Liked it.
Okay, sorry. I had to cut you off there. Josh said he listened to some of your music, Lord of the Ree. He said he liked it. Talking about liking things, go ahead and like the stream, if you will. We have memberships on. If y'all want to give me $2 a month, that would be fantastic. So you can join that. Another clip to kind of answer Glenn Beck's question, which his question was, why is it every single time? Which he's going to kind of pawn off as, oh, they're victims. It's just out of the middle of nowhere for no reason at all. Every single time for no reason at all. And then you come across somebody like Randy Fine and you're like, oh, I see. I see why it's every single time. First of all, it should be illegal to wear hats inside of Congress. Second, tiny hats shouldn't be allowed inside of Congress. And I'm not talking about the hats.
Sombreros.
Jewish. Shut up and get out of here.
Gentlemen will suspend. Gentlemen.
The thing says, after a heckler interrupted a House hearing on anti-Semitism, Rep. Fine uses it to attack and blame the college parents who were called to testify.
Get out of here, you loser. Come on. By the way, to be clear, I hold you all responsible for this. It is the attitude that you have allowed on your college campus.
It's you, not me, Josh. Never me. No accountability here.
So this is a hearing, and he's basically admitting everything his preconceptions
that make people. Hey,
I'm gonna refresh it.
You're Jewish. Shut up and get out of here.
Gentlemen will suspend. Gentlemen,
this is the guy
get out of here, you loser. Come on.
Shaking.
By the way, to be clear, I hold you all responsible for this.
Yeah, he said he's not going to shake it. He's going to touch his kids, pat his kids or something like that. What an idiot! And dude, the desk is probably hiding 500 pounds.
Oh yeah, man, that suit. Because I used to be fat, man, and I knew the techniques on how to like column it up so you look skinnier. That suit is it's basically an umbrella.
Yeah.
It is the attitude that you have allowed on your college campuses that make people think that this is okay. That is why this happens, because you have someone like Emmanuel Ness that says resistance by any means necessary, and I assume this person still works at your school. Is that correct?
Microphone,
asshole.
please.
Any call
First of all, we have a hearing in Congress, right? Never mind.
Jewish
I'll let
members
it
of
play.
our community
Far
is
off.
entirely unacceptable.
So why does this person still work there?
Any individual or faculty that has a complaint of breaking our rules, we will investigate them and take the appropriate disciplinary action if warranted.
Corinna Mullen at John Jay College.
We got a Jew berating a professor, president, a college president that can barely speak English. Like what? Like, is this America? Like, in what way is this America?
Don't shake.
I don't see any Americans on this screen right now. In this video, none Americans.
Said after October 7th, the right of Palestinian armed resistance is just, and just last month was filmed chanting up, up, up with freedom, down, down, down with Zionist scum. This is a professor that teaches your Jewish students.
Problem?
How can you say you have an unwavering zero tolerance policy when this person teaches at your school?
Again,
I don't know, like, what do these people get like legal advice to just kind of like be as like meek and calm as possible when going to these hearings? I've never seen a single one where you get some passionate person pounding their fist about anti-Semitism and then they answer the question with the same energy, where they're like, what's your, like,
I'll tell
clearly
you why.
this is wrong.
I'll tell you why. You want to know why? The structure of the hearing is built so that you feel inferior, right? So if, you can't really tell, but he's sitting up probably 8 to 10 feet higher than the person sitting at that table, and so he's looking like this the whole time, right? So I mean, just imagine in your head, like, height matters.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Not just like
it's designed to make you feel small,
but yeah. I mean, someone that's 6'4" is naturally going to be more intimidating than someone that is 5'10".
And they're going to naturally be more confident because of the effect it has on smaller people.
There you go. And so that's what happens is when they sit in these seats behind these little chairs and they're 6, 8, 10 feet higher up than whoever they're talking to, it comes with a boast of confidence. And then in the same vein, someone that's down there and probably hasn't been in those positions very much. I mean, he's a president out of college. Isn't going to have, I mean, he's going to have a loss of confidence, even if he has a built-in confidence with him to start with, right? And so maybe that kind of answers your question from a psychological perspective. But in the same vein, the hearing is on anti-Semitism. The Congress has all the power behind arguing anti-Semitism, right? We're deporting people because they don't like Jews or something. But we can't deport them for, I don't know, burning the American flag, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we have a Somali running for Minnesota mayor that calls Somali home, yet he was born and raised in America. This is the problem, and people keep asking. I know Matt Walsh was. Let me pull this up because I don't have it. I want to pull this up real quick because I want to answer Matt Walsh's question real quick. On what he was, the question was basically, what has Somalians done for America? Let me see if I can find it. Chat, give me 1 second. He says, nobody can provide an example of a single way that the United States has benefited from Somali immigration. It's easy to think the drawbacks, there are no positives, none at all. None of the idiots who flock to this post, call me racist or whatever, will be able to give an example. Just read the comments and you'll see literally no one can explain how this helps this country. So why should we allow it? I responded to that post and I don't know if I'm going to be able to find it. Because I had a little bit more time to think about it. Anyway, basically the thought was that we're gonna get to that too here in a second. Oh man. Anyway, chat. I don't want to give y'all too much dead air.
Good buddy, go.
I said my dog's more American than Omar is. Did I quote tweet that? I feel like I
because it's not being eaten.
Anyway, I don't know. Basically, my point was, what have they done? It's a combination of accelerationism, right? It's opening people's eyes with respect to immigration, legal and illegal, but also it is cornering people on the idea of what is an American. These people are being cornered, right? Because a lot of them are saying, hey, Omar's not American, right? He's Somali, and everyone agrees with that.
Right.
But the people that are saying Omar is an American are the same people that would say they're American because they're born in America and raised in America. Well, Omar was born and raised in America. Why is he un-American? What is the delineating factor for saying that Omar is un-American when he meets every bullet point of what should be an American under your definition. And so what's going to happen is it's going to force these people into defining what is an American the correct way, the way we define it, which is, call me racist, but white Anglo-Saxon Protestant. This is the inevitability of Somali immigration.
Someone like Gavin McInnes, who I like, he would get away with saying giving the cultural answer. Well, he's culturally Somalian. If he were like, and that's what separates us is basically Gavin. If this Somali guy, despite the fact that he looks weird, he looks super Somalian, super foreign. If he were a hardcore MAGA type guy, Gavin McInnes would be in favor of him.
Yeah, well, Gavin McInnes had a debate with, who was it with? He had some Jew. It was him and a Jew.
Adam King, Nick Fuentes, and
James
Taylor.
No. He's from the Red Elephants. Why can't I think of his name right now? Anyway,
James Taylor.
Anyway, they had this debate, and the Jew kind of stabbed Gavin McInnes in the back mid-debate, right? He was asked the question of, if you had to get rid of one group of people, would it be the Muslims or the Catholics? And the Jew answered Catholics.
Yeah. And he goes,
and that
what?
was the entire basis of the debate. And so once you understand this, that what makes an American isn't being born in America. What makes an American isn't assimilating, adopting values. It's actually having that backing behind you. When I say the backing, the generations, the inherent predetermined feelings, actions built within someone. Right?
Vincent James. Thank you, Daniel.
James, wow. Thank you.
Glad
Daniel,
to have you back. How you doing, buddy?
To the stream. But yeah, I mean, that's what makes an American, right? We watched a video yesterday of people that have been here 400 years. They were talking about they'd been here 400 years. They've been picking up trash 400 years. That's why I'm going to leave my trash in your front yard. Mm-hmm. And even if you say, okay, it takes 4 generations to assimilate. And I'm trying to think through this right now because we talk about I don't know if Malarkey's in here. We've talked about foundational black Americans before is what they call themselves, and that they built America, which we disagree with. But anyway, I would say that they're not African. I'd say that they are a different nation. But the problem is they're still not American, right? They have to preface it with foundational black Americans. And these are two separate things. When I say American, you think of someone like me, not Josh. Josh isn't American, but
I'm more American
I'm kidding.
than you.
But yeah,
a little bit.
You can look and see. It doesn't take that much. Anyway, let's dive back into Mr. Dave Smith here. And we've had a little chat on Dave Smith before, kind of a back and forth, but I think he's outing himself here, Josh.
Shocker. Let's see it.
I haven't really read it, but we're gonna get through, and I know what it ends up being. So, excuse me.
I'm already loving what I'm hearing or reading.
Listen up. You want to read it? Go ahead.
Listen up, retards. The boss asked everyone to cut the shit with Epstein, so cut the shit. It's going to change. Is it going to change any of your lives whatsoever if you found out what some celebrity or politician screwed a 16-year-old on Lolita Island? It's not. So shut the F up and stop whining already. Why the files? Shut up. You're not getting them. That's delicious. You're not getting them, so get over it. Effing guy has been absolutely killing it for 6 months now. He's got more done than any president in all our lifetimes, and you buttholes are whining about this stupid crap. Bunch of clowns and brokies crying about crap way over their pay grade. Trump got shot once and almost again for you morons. Shut the F up and let him do his job. First off, does he, I don't follow Dave Smith. Does he normally like this? Because when you see him live, he seems pretty calm and collected, but I'm like, Calm down, dude.
Calm down, dude.
My favorite, though.
I moved it. Sorry. Go
That's
ahead.
all right. My favorite was, you're not getting it. Get over it.
Malarkey asks,
doesn't
it's not
affect you.
sarcasm. No, it's not sarcasm.
No.
That's not sarcasm one. That's not a sarcasm one, guys. But then we go back to some of Dave Smith's tweets. Wow, that is huge. Anyway, I'll read it to you. Basically, he's replying to somebody says, this you, unlike probably the rest of you, have been mad as hell over the slow walking of these Epstein files. And Dave Smith replies, yeah, I was. Now I don't care anymore. Changed my mind.
All right. Why?
Let's see the next one. I don't know. Can y'all see that on the screen? Yeah, basically. Read that. I'm not reading it. If you're a man and you don't like Tate, you're a pussy. Supposedly Donald Trump's a racist. Supposedly Conor McGregor's a rapist. Supposedly Russell Brand's a rapist. Guys, I'm half Jew as well. My best part, I'm a proud Zionist. Palestine is currently a parking lot. Anyway, I mean, it's that's all these people are. That's all they. What's this one? But yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know what you do with these people. It's like they flip flop, but we know they know that we know they know that they know we know, and they still do it anyway. This is Dave Smith again says, underage prostitutes, correcting himself, I guess, and all you idiots who cry the loudest are most likely the ones doing the kid diddling. That's usually the way it goes with virtue signaling. Projection?
Oh, yeah. Literally, it's like what gays say, where it's like, isn't it funny how all the people that criticize gays turn out to be gay? And it's like, so you're basically saying it is logically impossible for a straight person to dislike gay people in general? Like that's basically what he's saying is you're crying about it.
I'm going to talk about...
Like, why do you even care? It's probably because you're a pedophile. I know you are, but what am I? That's what he's saying.
That's exactly what he's saying. On the back of that, you have Stephen King saying, the Epstein client list is real. So is the Tooth Fairy and Santa Claus.
Nice.
And we have Dinesh D'Souza got the call.
Uh-oh.
Supposedly, let me see if I can pull this one up before we move on.
I like the name of that account.
I'll get to it in a second, but apparently word got out that Donald Trump was personally calling influencers to tell them to stop talking about
Think we'll get a call?
Stop talking about the Epstein files. I gotta hide every time I say it.
I'm going to talk about the Epstein files.
Gay.
I'm going to...
We love Dinesh D'Souza on this podcast, guys. I don't know if you know that or not. He's our favorite.
Files. And I'm going to make the case that even though there are unanswered questions about Epstein, it is in fact time to move on. Part of being on a political team is maintaining a certain amount of maturity, recognizing you can't win them all, recognizing there are some things that are important to you that are less important to the guy that you've put in charge who is...
Dude, what kind of believe me speech is this? He's not even good at it. Get gooder.
Less important to the guy that you've put in charge.
So
Dinesh D'Souza is a really bad Indian scammer.
Here's a question I would ask.
He needs more practice.
Would if Trump, if out of all the things Trump had promised us, Epstein files, MLK files, JFK files, 1 billion deportations a year, border wall. If he delivered all of that, but the one thing he compromised on
I've been
was
waiting 12
corporate,
years on a border wall.
If the one thing he compromised on was corporate tax cuts, do you think they'd all be saying the same thing? You think they'd all be playing defense like this?
For sure not.
Exactly.
Dinesh D'Souza is really bad at scamming people. He needs more practice, especially for
charge who is trying to focus on things right in front of him. And so having a sense of perspective, having a sense of balance, having a sense of maturity, I think is more important even than getting to the bottom of what really happened with Jeffrey Epstein.
All right. Anyway, I'm just stacking up a list. We're like number 5 right now. We're number 5 of people that kind of changed their tune. We're number 5 of the influencers that kind of did a 180 overnight. Josh, overnight.
Mm-hmm.
The files aren't real. They don't exist.
Administration. I'm going to trust my friends in the government.
All right, this is Charlie Kirk from the other day, and I want to. He posted like a 15-minute video. I want to kind of skim through some of that and see where we're at on the back end of that one. Because he kind of walks back what he says here.
Do what needs to be done, solve it, balls in their hands. I've said plenty this last weekend. So if you guys want to see my commentary on it, that's fine. We have escalatory action potentially being taken in Ukraine and Russia. We have tons of announcements happening when it comes to NATO. But let me just say this again. Everyone knows my opinion about the Epstein thing, the messaging fumble. I would love to see the DOJ move to unseal the grand jury testimony. I think that would be a big win. I would love to see that. And I'm going to trust my friends, Kash Patel, Dan Bongino, my friend Pam Bondi, all these guys. I'm going to, Todd Blanche, I'm going to trust them to solve it.
Is that what we have to do, Josh? I just need to call everybody my friend. Everybody's my friend. I trust them. They're my friend.
My friend in the DOJ.
My friend in the Trump administration. All of my friends in the Trump administration. We trust you. My heart goes out.
All's in their court.
Nick had, I watched his show from last night, and what he said is Charlie Kirk has one of the hardest jobs in the world, which is his mission is to appeal to the young people and also be a cheerleader for Trump. And the young people are anti-Semitic and want the Epstein files.
Well, that's exactly right. And it leads to what we're going to watch here in a second, too, from Mr. Kirk.
I think that there was plenty of, let's say, speeches that were directed towards this topic this last weekend. So we don't need to spend our valuable time on this program relitigating it. Why
are you talking about it? Why are you talking about it, Josh? Stop talking about it.
I'll get right on that.
Different issues.
All right, this is a 14-minute intro. Basically, Charlie Kirk is saying, hey, I didn't really say what I said yesterday. Believe me today, not what I said yesterday. We're going to talk about Epstein, just not right now. But we're going to talk about him one day, eventually, maybe, possibly, but not today. Or maybe not tomorrow, but yeah, one day, someday, in the future, eventually. We're going to talk about him. I'm not done talking about him. We're just done for now. 2 weeks of slow to spread.
And remember the backdrop. Over the weekend, we had...
He said that was taken out of context. Obviously, it wasn't. I should have pulled it back up. Can I undo that? I want to look at...
Last weekend...
I want to look at some of these comments. Because some of the comments... There was a lot of people I remember seeing that were saying, I'm done watching Charlie Kirk. I'm done watching Charlie Kirk. Like, that was... I mean, it wasn't like 5. It was maybe like 10 or so.
Okay.
But like a notable number that would make, and I think that's what kind of made him backtrack a little bit.
I see.
What's your position on the Epstein thing? These people are covering for pedophiles because they don't want the money, blah, blah, blah. Want Saul, totally not a government propagandist. Shows are pathetic. Anyway, friends in the government. Governments have friends. Yeah, this is kind of what I was going to get at here in a second. I think he dives back into it. That same concept is like my friends in the government. I trust my friends in the government, but I don't trust government. Like how do you separate those two? And you can't. If you trust the Trump administration, you must trust the government.
Right.
By definition. Now you can say, oh, there's bureaucracy. But who has complete control of the Epstein files? The DOJ does, which is Trump's administration.
Yeah. And Pam, like you think Trump defends Pam Bondi. Like she
not defends, he champions her.
Yeah, of course.
It's insane.
This is not like Jeff Sessions where they like he betrayed Trump. Trump's defending this decision. Like if it were a case where you know, like, and if this were even happening, it wouldn't be as big a deal as this is. But like, if the DOJ was through some chicanery and shenanigans blocking the Epstein files and kind of tying Trump's hands, that'd be one thing. Trump is saying it's not a big deal.
It's not a big deal, guys. It's not. Oy Vey, shut it down.
Event that was heard around.
We're going to skim through this really, really fast. It's 14 minutes. Now you're trying to listen to all that. I know y'all weren't trying
on the
to
world,
listen
and
to
definitely heard throughout Washington, D.C. We had Megyn Kelly, we had Donald Trump Jr., we had the great Steve Bannon, we had Kristi Noem, we had Tucker Carlson, we had Pete Hegseth on education, the layoffs at the State Department, wanted to cover some of the economic news, wanted to cover tariffs. There was a lot to cover yesterday, and we covered it all. Well, we covered most of it. We had phenomenal guests. We also did a recap of the Student Action Summit. They won't cover the Epstein story
14 minutes
for
of code.
1 2-hour interval. After talking about it for 40 hours this last weekend, they find this to be the #1 news story. These are all the articles about me this yesterday. Yesterday I said, what the heck is going on? So I'm going to read you exactly what I said. This is a total obsessive hoax, and this shows you this we're heard.
He's going to cope.
So this is what I said yesterday. Plenty was said this last weekend at our event about Epstein. Fortunately, too many people on our side fell for this garbage. And I get it, heightened. And by the way, part of this is I'm going to have some compassion. This is a very hot moment. Very hot. And let me be clear. I'm not trusting the government. I'm trusting individuals that you too also trust. You guys are all fans of Dan Bongino and Kash Patel.
No.
We are trusting. And it's not even like, I assume you guys
did
are.
I used to be?
It goes,
I like Bongino a little bit.
You are a fan of Dan Bongino. You are a fan of Kash Patel. Question mark. Yeah. Like what do they call that? Like hypno. I'm not saying that's what he's doing all the time, but you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I don't know what they call it, though.
That they heard you, they heard me, and they are working to fix this. Let me finish this. But let me say this again. I would love to see the DOJ move to unseal the grand jury testimony. We're going to talk about that with a guest later this show.
Well, why haven't they? They don't. There's no process for it. They can just release it. They can release whatever they want because it's theirs. And so I trust Van Bondi. I trust Kash Patel.
All of these articles. So they won't cover the essence or the story of the Epstein story, but they'll cover the idea that somehow Charlie Kirk is moving on. Never was that ever said, and nor is that the truth. And guys, they heard us. Trust me.
Never was that ever said, Josh. It was never said. Never ever was it said that. Except it was. We're done talking about Epstein.
Student Action Summit was near.
Dude, I can't stand these people that lie through their teeth. Believe me. Dude, look at that stupid face. I hate listening to his face.
Maybe that's why his teeth are so small. They've been filed down and grinding out all the lies.
Messaging saturation. And so looking back, should I have said those 5 words in the sequence I said? Here's what I should have said. And what I was saying, and guess what? You say thousands of words on a talk radio program. Not all of them is as precise as you should have said. So this is what I was saying. Ball is in your court, guys. You are my friends. We got your attention overwhelmingly. Fix it. That is what I was saying. And this was a Mockingbird media hit from our guests, from a lot of people chose to bring it up all over the weekend, and that's fine. And to be clear, we think they can fix it. So what I want to make an addendum to what was said yesterday is we're going to keep on talking about it. When I said for the time being, I was talking yesterday. I was telling the audience, guys, I got a whole deck of stories I got to cover here.
Appreciate it.
You see, they want to cover MAGA in disarray, and there is so much going on right now. So excuse me while I have an obligation to you in this program to talk about a rising kinetic conflict between Russia and Ukraine, to talk about ICE agents being fired upon, to be talking about the major issues with Mamdani. We have a Minneapolis.
Charlie Kirk wants to talk about the Mockingbird media. I know I stepped away for a second. Charlie Kirk wants to talk about Mockingbird media. Dude, I'm literally showing you right now. I've given you, what are we at, like 7 or 8 right now? 7 or 8 people that have kind of 180'd overnight. And Charlie Kirk's want to talk about the Mockingbird media. Dude, this is the Mockingbird media. Charlie Kirk is the Mockingbird media. It's just in a different form, like we were talking about the other day. Was kind of maybe the idea of Tucker Carlson kind of getting ahead of this legacy media dying out. That's what these people are.
Mamdani rising up. So excuse me while I'm going to use part of my program to talk about the other issues and say, hey, possession was in the grassroots this weekend. And now the possession arrow.
None of the other issues matter. Here's what we care about. Deportations and rooting out the corruption where it... Deportations, getting all of the non-Americans out of here.
Okay.
I'm just doing top 2. And then rooting out the corruption to the point where elections might matter a little bit. And then rooting out corruption includes the Epstein files. It includes APAC. It includes any of that money laundering, kid diddling, all at the top. We want transparency. And this is what these people are
in
for.
The hands of some of who we all call these people friends.
I will say this real quick. I think that this might actually be, unless Donald Trump went full, like Gestapo mode, like we would like, this actually, him tainting his credibility might be useful in the long term. Because it will demonstrate to normal people, like it's demonstrating to us, what the basically that even he can be co-opted, that even he can be controlled, he can be bought. And so the attack on the system, it basically will ideally, it will awaken people so that they realize the way to attack the system is not to beat the system at its own game. You will always lose. Okay, just win, like Obama said, just win elections. It's not going to happen. You win an election, and then they throw you out, they subvert you at every turn, and then they buy you, and then you're bought, and then you're paid for. They'll take control of you. You need to basically... That's about it.
I got a question, chat. Is it illegal for me to leave camera? Is that a bad no? Because every time me or Josh leaves camera, chat goes crazy. I had to go get the narrative update from the fax machine. Yeah, I'm about 12 hours behind. The Epstein files aren't real, guys. I don't know what you're talking about. Don't look over here. They're not real. They never existed in the first place. Jeffrey Epstein's just a figment of your imagination. That's what they want us to believe. Jeffrey Epstein is a social construct. I do want to say something else, though, before we kind of head off into some of these other idiots. Jeffrey Epstein doesn't exist in a vacuum. Ghislaine Maxwell doesn't exist in a vacuum. Diddy doesn't exist in a vacuum. They aren't a single individual. They might not be as prominent as Epstein, but there are Epsteins all over the place.
Right. Yeah. This is just the one that slipped through the cracks and that we know about. I mean, granted, I think it was a big one. I don't think.
Sure.
I don't think they need 100 different blackmail.
They don't need 100. They would probably have a dozen, 2 dozen,
something like that, maybe.
Why not? I wouldn't put all my eggs in one basket, and they're probably smarter than me.
Sure. I mean, the number is really arbitrary, but the point being is like Epstein did not go, oh, dude, I've got this great idea. I'm gonna blackmail celebrities and politicians.
I got this.
It was a foreign influence.
We're gonna dive into that too. So this is another question that's been raised. Was we're gonna get to it. I don't want to spoil it. We're gonna get to it. Chat, while we got a quick break, we'll catch up real quick. Hi, Calvinists. People like Charlie Kirk have no soul. Yeah, just look at his face. Daniel, write my comments. That's how I was first yesterday. I don't know what we're talking about. Cheap driver for $4, and I lost my kingship. I don't know what Josh is talking about. Am I doping? Maybe.
No, he saw you put the Celsius in your bottle.
Celsius.
He's doping on Celsius.
Chat, if y'all don't know about Celsius yet, you need to get on Celsius. It's not a Red Bull. It's not a Monster. This is where you get the energy from. The problem is I can't sleep at night. So it is what it is, man. I make sacrifices for you guys. I stay up with the baby till 3 a.m. And then I wake up and I do things, and then I drink Celsius. I come and talk to you for, how long have we been going? Only an hour? It feels like it's been a long time already. We still got plenty to get through, though. Seth Topper, welcome to the stream. Everybody's here. If you haven't liked stream, go ahead and like it if you don't mind. So that way we can talk about Epstein sorry. I didn't say it. We can talk about the Epstein files, and maybe YouTube will push us in the algorithm. Anyway, we got more Jews to talk about, surprisingly. Surprise, surprise. Sadly, because I don't want to talk about them, but here they are. Dude, they're everywhere. It's like, stop. Like, go away. Go away. Go to Israel. All of you need to go to Israel. All of you. Every one of you. Alan Dershowitz says, It's not Trump administration that's hiding Epstein info. It's judges. Couldn't care less. Couldn't care less. But we're going to listen to a little bit of this anyway.
Is the government hiding a client list or anything that the Trump administration could release tonight?
No, there is no client list.
Oh, God.
There has been a client list. A client list suggests that Jeffrey Epstein made a list of people to whom he trafficked women. What there is...
No, there's no client list. What do you mean?
Keep going.
Is a redacted FBI affidavit from accusers. There are several of them. From accusers that accuse Jeffrey, that accuse various people of having improper sex. And that has been redacted. The names of the people...
What a euphemism. Improper sex?
Accused have been blacked out. Now, of course, because I was the lawyer and I did...
Okay. Yeah,
you mean victim?
So he...
What a word salad there, Mr. Dershowitz. It's like he's a lawyer or something.
Only investigations. I know who all these people are. I could figure out, based on everything that I saw, who Mr. X is, Mr. Y is, and Mr. Z. I can tell you right now, none of them are public figures who are currently in office. Some of them were previously in office. Some of them are dead. But there is no client list. And the redactions could be undone if you go to court. So many of the things that are being suppressed by two judges in Manhattan. And they're doing it largely to protect the alleged accusers who are, in the view of the judges, victims, even though we don't know what their actual status is. But the judges have issued orders, which is why I can't disclose things I'd love to disclose, saying that you can't disclose this information. But Pam Bondi and the Justice Department and Donald Trump are not responsible for that. I don't know of any information that they could disclose that they haven't disclosed. Now, maybe there is some, but...
All right, anyway, that's Dershowitz. This is Bill O'Reilly. I didn't see this one.
This and the Kennedy files and the King files. It was all one conversation. And he said, and I agree, there are a lot of names associated with Epstein that had nothing to do with Epstein's conduct. They maybe had lunch with him or maybe had some correspondence for one thing or another. If that name gets out, those people are destroyed because there's not going to be any context. Media doesn't care about context. So you can't do that. You can't destroy human beings by putting out the files, whatever they may be.
You can. I'm perfectly willing to sacrifice a few people for the corruption.
I agree, but I actually think he has a point. Because I was talking about that with Ken this morning, where I don't think Donald Trump is a did-kiddler. You know what I mean? I don't think Donald Trump is a pedophile, but I think he was involved enough. And even if he didn't know the full scope of what was going on, his name is on the list. He is incriminated. And now because they wouldn't release anything, our imaginations ran wild. And it was definitely... look, it's obvious it was child sex stuff. It's obvious it was a blackmail operation. But even the people, the implication was like, oh, this movie star who's pretending to be straight is actually gay. It's one of those things where just because his name is on the list, he will be accused of being a pedophile. So it's possible it could have the narrative got out of hand. I don't think so, but that is a possibility.
I don't know if that's a line I'm willing to even draw. I don't care to draw that line. If it's that ambiguous, it's a problem in itself. Here we go, Dershowitz again.
Documents are being suppressed. And they're being suppressed to protect individuals. I know the names of the individuals. I know why they're being suppressed. I know who's suppressing them. But I'm bound by confidentiality from a judge and cases, and I can't disclose what I know. But I hand to God, I know the names of people whose files are being suppressed in order to protect them, and that's wrong.
Just out of curiosity, without names, are these politicians, business leaders?
Dude, I haven't seen Sean Spicer on anything in years.
Both. They're everything. And let me tell you, a lot of them are, at least one of them is somebody who was accused. Others are accusers. And the judges have said, if somebody calls themselves a victim, we're not going to...
Dude, Alan Dershowitz is about to die. Why don't he just give us the names already? Just accept it.
Because he's loyal
give any information
to Mossad.
Why would he be loyal, Josh?
I can't tell you.
About them, but they may not be victims. They may be perpetrators. So we don't have information.
He's loyal to the South during the Civil War. His name is on the Civil War registry. Dershowitz.
The judges have said, if somebody calls themselves a victim, we're not going to give any information about them. But they may not be victims. They may be perpetrators.
If someone calls himself a victim, we're not going to release the files, is basically what he said. So if I was offered a kid by Jeffrey Epstein, I can call myself a victim of Jeffrey Epstein, and they're not going to release my names. That's basically what he's saying. This is a problem.
We don't have information about false accusers. And we know there have been many false accusers who have accused innocent people for money. And those records are being deliberately, willfully suppressed. And they shouldn't be suppressed. If the accusation is allowed out, so should the material that diminishes the credibility of the accuser. We want total transparency on this. Every single document, no redaction. That's what I've said from day one. I waive any of my rights of privacy. Anything there is about me, I'm happy because it will be exculpatory, because I know I haven't touched a woman other than my wife from the day I met Jeffrey Epstein. I don't even hug people, but I was falsely accused and I was able to prove it. And I was able to prove it through documents. And I want other people to be able to disprove false accusations through documents. But these documents are being suppressed and withheld.
Well, at least he's not a kid diddler.
So he says.
So he says. We'll see. Maybe he knows the files aren't going to get released, so he can just stand on business.
Maybe because Goyim aren't human beings. He's like, I never touched any body.
Let's see. This is what we were talking about earlier. President Trump personally contacted prominent conservative influencers, urging them to tone down their criticism of his administration's handling of the Epstein case. No. Give me a call, I'll think about it. How about that? Give me a call, I'll think about it. Excerpts from a CNN article. I don't care. I mean, it's obviously somebody called him. There's too many 180s going on. DOJ urges the Supreme Court to not overturn Ghislaine Maxwell's sex trafficking conviction, despite naming no clients. Well, Josh, how can she name clients if no clients ever existed? And why is Ghislaine Maxwell in prison or wherever she's at for sex trafficking if there was no sex trafficking?
Well, okay. I think there's something going on that we're not aware. Like they're panicking.
Obviously.
Like
that's what that's where I'm getting to. This is a very long laid out puzzle of pieces that's going to come to a head in here in a little bit, hopefully.
Okay.
I think I did it correct. But anyway, yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. There's something here that we're not getting. And the sides don't make sense.
Yeah. That's what like the pieces don't fit. It's like, even for the sake of argument, because you're hinting at you've figured something out, which you're going to get to here in a second.
No,
but
I'm saying I've figured nothing out. I just know it's not. Nobody knows anything except for the people that know the things. If that makes sense.
All right. Yeah. So like Kevin Spacey
wants the list. And all of his friends are on the list. Why would Kevin Spacey want the list released?
I'll theorize. It could be because, I mean, Kevin Spacey's connected. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. He's absolutely connected. And I think like it's to the point where like Kevin Spacey's a gay pedophile. And he's definitely seen things and he knows things. And I think if they were to, it's like they have enough blackmail on him to get him to do what they want. But he's a gay pedophile. He'll do whatever they want. He doesn't care. He's a sinful, horrible person. I think he would squeal too, you know, if his life were thrown on the bus. So they got to keep him happy to a certain extent. And I think it's like, look, the Trump DOJ is burying this. So he feels confident it will never come out. So he doesn't lose anything to say, release it. He actually in his mind, he probably gains credibility because it's like, why would the guy who everyone thinks is a gay pedophile want to expose gay pedophiles? Because he knows they're not going to get exposed, so he can just say it. That could
valid.
be
valid. I mean, valid theory,
there.
dude. I mean, well, it's like I was saying about Dershowitz half a second ago. I mean, if he's perfectly willing to go out and say, I've never touched anyone besides my wife, I'm completely innocent, even if he's guilty, because he knows it's never going to be released anyway. And that's what you're saying about Kevin Spacey too. They know it's never going to be released anyway. So I don't know. Josh, I agree with you. I really liked House of Cards. Kevin Spacey is a good actor. He's just a faggot.
I've never seen House of Cards.
There was something else I wanted to get to. Piggy Pie said, I wouldn't trust a word out of her mouth at this point. This is what I was trying to get across to people yesterday. And I mentioned something about it on Twitter. It's like, everybody wants her to testify. And it's like, why? You think she's going to give you something? She's the one behind Epstein. What are you talking about, dude?
Yeah, and that's the point. Is like what I was just saying about Kevin Spacey.
She's the one that killed Epstein. That had Epstein killed. Not the Clintons. Not whoever else. Ghislaine and her little posse.
Mossad had him killed, which is her. You know?
Yeah, I guess more specifically.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, well, I think we know that.
Yeah.
No, Jeffrey Epstein didn't kill himself, and the client list exists. Hot take. Hot take.
I'd agree with Dershowitz. There's no list with names on it, only a filing cabinet filled with DVDs of sex tapes with names on it.
Tens of thousands of hours of child porn. That's Pam Bondi I'm quoting there, if anybody wanted to know. Diving back into this. Dude, this was well, first of all, it was extremely hard to listen to. Whoever this interviewer is, I'm gonna find his name here in a second, is a retard, and he did a disservice to all of his viewers and all of his non-viewers by being a complete idiot. And you see my comment there at the bottom. If the interview wasn't a fucking retard, we could have actually gotten answers. Have you seen this yet?
Nope.
All right, let me see if I can make it a little bit bigger because it's like 7 minutes long.
We're gonna watch all of Weinstein brothers, right? Is that their names?
Yep.
What's that one?
I think this is Bret.
Okay.
Anyway, we're gonna watch most of this because it was worth watching. I thought. Like I said, if the interviewer if he knew anything about anything, it would be a significantly better interview. I want to find out who it is. He's some brown, obviously, but I don't know. It doesn't say.
Some brown.
Gravity. I don't know who Jeffrey Epstein was, but I would certainly bet money that he was a product of at least one or more elements of the intelligence community.
The CIA, the FBI.
And just to kind of lay the groundwork, y'all listen to a lot of the All In podcast with them. I'm not a fan of the Weinstein brothers, but I don't think that they're as sold as the rest of them. If that makes sense.
They're not good, but I can see where you're coming from.
Yeah.
Those are ours, right? Department of Homeland Security has some of this stuff. Geospatial intelligence has some of this. You know, it's a large network. I'm talking about people like David Grush. I'm talking about people potentially like David Fravor. I'm talking about people like Jake Barber. I'm talking about scientists like Leo Szilard. Imagine if Leo Szilard didn't know that the Manhattan Project was going on, or Jack Raper, a journalist who broke a story. These people all think that they're doing their jobs. I desperately want to know why Jeffrey Epstein knew so much about my work. And I want to know why he was connected to my graduate program. I was in the Harvard mathematics department. Jeffrey Epstein was absolutely connected to the Harvard math department. I want to know why.
How was he connected to that department?
You're pushing me to say things I'm not going to say.
But I'm curious. I'm not trying to push you.
I understand, but I'm just not going to do it. I'm saying that anybody who wants to...
You say he was connected to the math department?
To the Harvard mathematics department.
How did you know he was connected?
You can Google it. You could Google it right now. This is not... I can point at all sorts of stuff that's hidden in plain sight.
So I'll take your word for it. And the assertion that I'm picking up on is that Jeffrey Epstein was planted in your world to keep...
I'm not saying he's planted. I don't know who he was. I don't know who ran him. He certainly was not a financier in any standard sense.
Really?
That was a cover story, yes.
Yeah, this bit I like, and I agree with him. I think he wasn't a financier, and he kind of lays out this. He gives away a little bit of the game here, Chad, and you really need to listen to this. He gives away a lot here, whether he knows it or not. And so, just I guess pay attention when I'm playing this part. Don't be retarded.
world to keep...
I'm not saying he's planted. I don't know who he was. I don't know who ran him. He certainly was not a financier in any standard sense.
Really?
That was a cover story, yes.
The way that we know Jeffrey Epstein, in the UK especially, is just this guy who was this rich guy who had this island, who brought people there and then did these despicable things.
Disgraced financier Jeffrey Epstein.
Yeah, that's the story.
Disgraced financier Jeffrey Epstein. It's called perseveration. He was a disgraced financier. What kind of a financier? A disgraced one. What was his name? Oh, he was disgraced financier Jeffrey Epstein. They perseverate that into your...
Dude, when he started saying this, I just kept thinking back to all the articles that I was reading about Jeffrey Epstein. Every single one of them did that. Every single one, without fail, that I could remember that I read about Jeffrey Epstein.
Said disgraced financier.
Said financier Jeffrey Epstein, and then most of them said disgraced financier. I mean,
just to program
just to prove a point here. Let's take a look. Well, let me get my keyboard. Yeah. Sure. Let's just find one. We're gonna scroll randomly. Let me find news. We're gonna scroll randomly. Let's go to like 6. Maybe it works, maybe it doesn't. Let's go Hill, no Raskin. These are all current too. Kevin Spacey calls for release Jeffrey Epstein files. It's probably not, well, I guess most of the news is going to be too relevant. Yeah, a lot of this is going to be too relevant, but I mean the point stands. I mean he makes the point, and sorry, I can't prove it right now. I don't want to waste your time looking through a bunch of articles, but it does do exactly what he's saying. It does. Some of the newer stuff probably doesn't, but because they got to get it out. But everything has been vetted and edited through main channels definitely does.
Fine, so that you auto-complete that in your LLM life. It's called perseveration. He was a disgraced financier. What kind of a financier? Disgraced. What was his name? Oh, he was disgraced financier.
UK especially is just this guy who was this rich guy who had this island, who brought people there and then did these despicable things.
Disgraced financier Jeffrey Epstein.
Yeah, that's the story.
Disgraced financier Jeffrey Epstein. It's called perseveration. He was a disgraced financier. What kind of a financier? A disgraced one. What was his name? Oh, he was disgraced financier Jeffrey Epstein. They perseverate that into your mind so that you auto-complete that in your LLM life. Do you believe that that's what Jeffrey Epstein was?
You met him.
Yeah. I can tell that.
Financier?
He wasn't a financier the day I met him.
What was he?
He was a weird guy who didn't seem to know a lot about currency trading. Claiming to run a multi-billion-dollar FX hedge fund.
When you say a weird guy, what made him weird?
Same stuff I've said on Chris Williams. I'm not going to go back through that. Just my point is you're getting a different interview, right? Mm-hmm. So what I'm trying to get at is Jeffrey Epstein knew a tremendous amount about my work when nobody knew anything about my work. And he had a pipeline into me that I didn't understand, which is that he was connected to my graduate program.
Chad, do y'all know who this interviewer is? What a retard. What a waste of an interview, dog. You could have got so much more out of him if he knew what was going on.
And you can check out the conference called Exploring Gravity.
And host a physical workshop called Confronting Gravity.
Confronting Gravity, that's right.
In March 2006.
Yeah, what is Jeffrey Epstein? Jeffrey Epstein is very focused on gravity.
Was it a gravity conference?
Yeah.
It was about gravity?
Yeah.
What the fuck was he doing talking about bloody gravity? He was a financier.
It was very important to get Nobel laureates and some of the smartest people on Earth to come to the Virgin Islands and talk about gravity. Stephen Hawking was there, David Gross was there, Lawrence Krauss was there, Lisa Randall was there, right before his conviction. And I'm telling you, he was very focused on the Harvard math department, and he knew all about me in ways that he wasn't supposed to.
I have to be clear. I have to be clear on my understanding of what you're saying. From what I understand, and you can say, Steve, I'm not going to answer that, whatever, but I just have to, because you've opened up a curiosity hole in my mind, so let me try and fill it, even if it's the conversation I have with Chris.
I'll just evade you.
Fine. Yeah, fine. You're within the right to evade me, and I hold the right to ask, which is, what I'm hearing is you believe, I'm just going to say how I think it, is what I'm hearing is you believe that Jeffrey Epstein was not a financier. He was planted in some way to...
He was a construct, is what I said.
He was a construct in some way to mess with the progression of physics.
Jeffrey Epstein... Apparently, I think I'll tell you what I said. When I met him, when the meeting was over.
I don't even know what this guy's thinking. Does he think Jeffrey Epstein's an alien? What do you mean? What do you mean, dude? You're not even in the right ballpark, dude.
I immediately called my wife and I said, I've just met a construct. She said, what do you mean? I said, this person is not who they claim to be. Somebody has constructed this human being to be something that they are not, which is a hedge fund genius. Somebody who could understand the euro and the yen like nobody else. Bullshit. Not true. I believe that whoever constructed Jeffrey Epstein was running multiple different programs through the same thing, having put in a large initial investment. It wasn't about one thing. If you build a mall, you don't just have clothing stores in the mall, you have a food court in the mall, right? You have jewelry in the mall. You have all sorts of different things in the mall. Jeffrey Epstein was a construct of something that was running multiple things. One of those things was science. And I don't think that the science and the pedophilia were necessarily in the same bucket. He was funding all sorts of people. I don't think everybody at that, part of the problem with calling his plane the Lolita Express and calling his island Pedophile Island is that you just can't see all the different things that were going through this guy. I don't think almost any of those scientists are exposed, maybe a few of them, but very few of them, to anything really horrible. I think he was trying to keep a periscope on everything that was interesting. And I think that his girlfriend's father, Robert Maxwell, was all through scientific publishing. And I think Pergamon Press was in part.
You know about the publishing side, don't you?
No.
Robert Maxwell published basically every significant book in the public school system.
Okay. Yeah.
And so how did he get, how did that work? And now he's making the claim that Jeffrey Epstein was shaking hands with people at the top echelons of science, Nobel laureates.
Why? I understand getting dirt on politicians and even celebrities, but influencing the scientific community.
I don't think he was influencing the scientific community necessarily.
Why have a bunch of scientists on the island to discuss gravity?
If I'm going to go out on a limb here and make an assumption that Weinstein's trying to explain without saying what he's saying, I'm going to say that they were trying to get blackmail on scientists that had ideas or work beyond what the government of Israel or Mossad or anyone else had, and they were trying to leverage that to get the work from them. I mean, if I'm going to make an assumption here, that's kind of where my mind goes. But I don't know, because he's speaking encoded language, but also giving you a little bit at the same time. Like I said, I mean, if the interviewer wasn't retarded, we could have gotten a little bit more. I think it's like
a control mechanism for making sure that revolutionary discoveries were taking place within a framework. Anybody can look. You can write a Substack article and you can hit post, and suddenly the world has access to your Substack article. That is a nightmare. What if somebody posts, weaponized anthrax? What if they do the equivalent of saying, what if there's a neutral proton?
So you think he was controlling science?
I think that Robert Maxwell was in part trying to control science. I think Jeffrey Epstein was in part trying to fund science, trying to control it. I don't really know. Jeffrey Epstein conducted a conference.
Along the same line, you have...
So in the similar vein to like World War II, the Manhattan Project, where it's like...
Well, he mentioned that on here, but
yeah. Where like the published discovery of the experiment where they actually were able to split a proton, I think, which they publish how that led to a huge burst of energy, led basically everyone to come to the idea simultaneously of a potential weaponization of this discovery. And so they're trying to get ahead of potential huge advancements in scientific technology.
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I don't know, but yeah, that's kind of where my mind goes. Adam says Weinstein, is it Eric or Bret? I don't know. They look the same to me.
I think that's Bret.
They're very, very verbally agile and are good at changing, spinning narratives. This guy is just trying to maintain relevancy. I agree, but I think in his attempt to maintain relevancy, he's given us crumbs. And I'm perfectly content with getting crumbs when the other option is not getting anything. But like I said, if the interviewer was on the same playing field as Weinstein was, we could have actually gotten something out of it. Fitchian warfare. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what this is, but he's saying there's more to it than diddling kids, which is crazy.
Called confronting gravity.
Oh, that's the beginning of it. But yeah, I don't know, man. I just thought that was a really interesting clip to kind of give us an idea that, and it kind of spilled the beans on some of it, right? I think we talk about language a lot on here and how it's abused and used to kind of develop your mind, right? If the concept is embedded into your mind that if Jeffrey Epstein is a financier, where to get all his money from? Oh, he's a real estate mogul or whatever he was. Then you don't question it. You just accept that, okay, they just funneled it through shell companies offshore into his account, and so therefore it just is. But they actually had to create it somewhere, and so I don't know. I don't know how much to take him at his word or whatever. I mean, he's obviously speaking somewhat. What's the word? Dodgy. What's the word?
Elusive.
Elusive. There we go. But at the same time, there's something there that I think he wants us to grab onto. I don't know.
To me, this feels like trying to come across exactly how it does.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
But
I think there's still something there.
Yes, it's like,
and like I said, if the interviewer wasn't an idiot and played the same kind of game, we could have gotten something out of it.
Yeah, it's like they'll give you a nugget of truth, but to distract you.
Yeah.
To pull your attention away from meaningful discussion.
Weinstein, we're just throwing that out there. This is a comment thread throughout the stream. Nikki Haley calls for Trump to release the Epstein files and let the chips fall where they may. Are we on team Nikki Haley?
Who's Nicholas? Who's Nicholas Haley? Never heard of her. Oh, right. She ran for president.
What's her name? Ramwada? What's her name?
Nimrata.
Rashawanda or something like that. Yeah, I mean, are we on team Nikki? Have we fallen that far, guys? Have we fallen that far? I can't scroll anymore. Let me go here. Boom. I'm not on team Nikki Haley. Are you on team Nikki Haley?
No.
I mean, but we're on the same side though, Josh.
Nikki Haley's on team. Give me a job, please.
Not now. Not now.
Well, she ain't getting it with Trump, so now she's got to capitulate to us, who she was just trashing not long ago.
This is Charlie Kirk today on his show. After that 15, we have to start 15 minutes or 14 minutes of it. It was an earlier segment. And he's trying to backtrack from yesterday when he was saying that we need to get away from the Epstein files. So I don't know. Let's take a look at it. I haven't listened to all of it yet.
Incredible information to come out. Credible information. And so the first question I have from your reporting, why is it that there has not been, for 9 days now, not a singular press conference? I mean, Caroline Leavitt tried her best. And then also, Mark, why is it that a lot of your colleagues in the Washington press corps have not asked the president about this for nearly a week and a half?
I think there was some questioning that was done outside of Air Force One, but had I been there, I would have certainly asked a little more about it. But Donald Trump certainly doesn't want to talk about it. As for whether Pam Bondi and, to a degree, the deputy DOJ, Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche, who's in charge of the criminal division, whether they wind up talking to the press, perhaps a podcast is probably a preferred forum to discuss the case. I think that's still an open question. But for now, the administration is following the lead, as it does and as it's structured to do, of the president. President Trump doesn't want to really talk about this. He wants to move on. And so the official position now of the administration is, we've said what we've said, and until the president decides to sort of uncork the bottle or decide to do more, we're not going to do more.
Right. Just to one point here, though, I have to elaborate a little bit further, though. I know you said the president doesn't want to talk about it, but since when is the Washington press corps not ask questions about stuff Trump doesn't want to talk about?
That's a great question. Again,
what are your colleagues saying?
Valid question, Charlie.
Not you. I'm not blaming you, but I am curious. I'm not blaming you. Help the audience understand why your colleagues in the media are so uninterested in this.
I think there is some interest in this.
No, they're not asking a single question. I mean, there was 65 questions asked of President Trump in a week and a half. And so from us in the grassroots, the reason this is important is that if he's not hearing from the Washington press corps, then he's like, okay, it's not as big of a deal. So it's a little strange that the Washington press corps is not asking questions about it. I don't quite, they're only covering one element of it. They're covering MAGA is upset about this.
Like I said yesterday, Charlie was talking about we're done talking about Epstein for now. Now today he's kind of talking about Epstein, right? He got a bunch of backlash, and so a lot of people say he's done with Charlie Kirk. I don't know. It seems like, well, he's going to be elusive too, naturally, but he's kind of giving the people what he wants a little bit. I don't know. He's kind of playing both sides of the fence. You can't do that forever, though. So we'll see how it works out in the coming days.
Is it that maybe they're intimidated by President Trump?
I'd say there's a number of factors. One, yes, he can be scary for people to ask questions of, and some people don't necessarily do a very good job asking the question of that. I'm not going to name names. Two, there is the overall perception in the mainstream media that the reality is the reason that sort of the online MAGA base and a number of people who might not even be Trump voters think there's so much more here is that they were spun up by conspiracy theories that wound up either being untrue or unproducible or unverifiable. So there's no point asking. I, however, am in your boat here that I think more questions should be asked about what the president is thinking and why he arrived at this idea.
Yeah, your conspiracy theory of believing that Epstein files existed were untrue and unfounded, Josh. I want to kind of dive on this question real quick that Seth sent. He said, does one need to be a pedo to gain power, or does gaining power cause one to become a pedo? The answer is, I think about someone like, who's Wheelchair Boy? North Carolina, Congressman.
Madison
Cawthorn.
Wheelchair Boy.
So he got up there and he wasn't a pedo, and they started inviting him to orgies and all this stuff, and he kind of went out and said some things he probably shouldn't have said, and then he just wasn't in Congress anymore. And so to kind of answer that question, you don't need to be a pedo to gain power, but you do to retain the power. And this is kind of what we talk about when we talk about AIPAC and their funding. The funding isn't there to make you vote. The funding isn't there to get you to do things. The funding is there to get you in a position to make decisions. And in the same way, is kind of your question is, once you get there, they get the blackmail. And the blackmail is what makes you vote a certain way, what makes you vote for funding or pro-Zionism or whatever. Maybe that answers your question. I hope it does. It's the nature of being in a position of power that you're going to be put in a position to be controlled.
And I think there's
by people that are more powerful than you.
Yes, there's a level where eventually, like when you begin to seek out power, they come to you. And they do what they can to get
or
you,
even the potential for power.
Yeah.
They're going to call me this afternoon.
They're going to what?
They're going to call me this afternoon.
I bet they will. Pedophile. But yeah, essentially it's like, and then you get a situation like Madison Cawthorn where they will spin.
We're not schizo.
Like,
I'm not schizo.
They will spin. What did he even get thrown out for? I don't even remember.
Not capitulating.
No.
To
but
the
like,
orgies.
what was the excuse?
I don't know.
Yeah,
Who knows, dude?
He accused him of like having orgies, and they're like, "Whoa, this problematic conspiracy theorist," and they got him out for that. They'll primary you if you can't be controlled. They'll get rid of you before you matter.
Jack, yes. I mean, this is still largely the case. I mean, look at Lindsey Graham, Tim Scott. Oh, Tim Scott got married the other day. Was he like 57, 60?
What? I thought he was already married.
Well, he got married because, well, he got engaged when he was being floated for a VP position.
I do.
And so he put himself in a position where he couldn't back out of the engagement. So now then he got married. Dude, everybody knows you're gay.
Sheesh.
You don't have to do it. Everybody knows.
Do you think him and Lindsay ever rendezvoused? There's an image for you.
Yeah, let's not. You know those Epstein files we've been talking about all stream, Josh?
Yes, sir.
They don't exist. They're made up, dude.
I know. Yeah.
Hold on.
No, she's given us just a very quick briefing, and in terms of the credibility of the different things that they've seen, and I would say that, you know, these files were made up by Comey, they were made up by Obama, they were made up by the Biden information.
I mean, when you say they were made up by Comey and the Biden administration, I think I go to the Steele dossier. I mean, did Hillary Clinton just like pull these out of her ass?
I guess so.
I mean, that's what he makes it sound like.
Yeah.
Like they just made up the Steele dossier. We know that. We know they made claims of P tapes or whatever. But he's trying to say that the Epstein files were made up in the same way that the Steele dossier was.
Yeah.
Bull, dude. Bull.
Which it was his administration that arrested Jeffrey Epstein.
You know,
was it not?
And we went through
I think
years
so.
of that
Yeah.
with the
He was arrested in 2019.
Russia hoax, with all of the different things
Or
that we had to
18.
go through. We've gone through years of it. But she's handled it very well, and it's going to be up to her. Whatever she thinks is credible, she should release. Yeah.
Whatever she thinks is credible, she should release.
There's your answer, Josh. Got me an agua.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't like it. It's what it is. And this is what we were talking about when we first came on today. Whoa. House GOP blocks vote on release of the Epstein files. That's odd, Josh. Why would I block something that doesn't exist? Very curious.
Whoa. Zeb. Be honest. The files exist. There's no list, though.
Yeah, there's
the
no
files,
list.
you know, it's like his address.
Yeah,
You know,
I mean,
where
Jeffrey
he
Epstein,
went to
he
shop
committed
for
suicide.
clothes.
Everybody knows this. He committed suicide for no reason. Like, why did he kill himself? If there's no list and there's no reason for him to kill himself, why did he do it?
You saw the thing where the released footage was where they cut out a minute was
Yeah, that's been Perfect Citizen. It's basically the same thing I did. I don't know if he said it before or
Premiere
after, but-
Pro and exported 4 times.
Oh yeah, in Premiere Pro, the 10-hour video.
Yeah,
was it exported 4 times? Is that what they said?
That's what I heard.
I heard it was the metadata said it was exported from Premiere Pro and it was spliced together. But it was like I said when it first came out, when it very first came out, I was like, dude, I could do this in 5 minutes. You give me a 1 minute video, just splice it together, put a timer on the bottom, and ready, set, go. Like, this is the most unbelievable thing that they've produced.
Now,
on top of saying that they didn't exist in the first, dude. I mean, if the files don't exist, the same way that the video didn't exist, are we going to get the files that are just doctored? Is that where we're going at? I feel like that's.
Here's a little bit of fun speculation. So someone in the chat, let me find it. Epstein. Okay, Josh I says Epstein never died. Now I think he's dead, and I'll explain why. But I'm
I'm not convinced he's dead either. Anyway, go ahead.
I think he is, but I'll explain why. But it is kind of fun to speculate because here's the thing: why cut out only a minute? So basically what you have to say is, okay, so in that minute, someone went in to kill him. How did they kill him? Does it take less than a minute for them to strangle him? Did they just go in there and like say 1 or 2 things and then shoot him, or just shoot him point blank? You know, what exactly happened? Did they stab him in the neck or something, or shoot him with a tranquilizer dart filled with morphine? Yeah, you know, we don't really know, because I don't think you can strangle someone to death in under a minute, and then be gone in the same, you know, within the same minute. So, however, I do think that, like you said, Ghislaine Maxwell is kind of the brains of the operation, and you know, she's not exactly suffering right now. But I don't think if they were going to fake anyone's death.
Well, I would counter the minute and say that if it was spliced together, the minute doesn't really matter. And I kind of said that initially. It's like the minute kind of puts things in question, but the missing minute isn't. I don't think there's any value in the minute missing. Does that make sense?
So you think it could have taken longer?
I think it's largely irrelevant to the entire point that.
Well, sure, about to Epstein, but like in terms of if you're trying to figure out how he
the missing
killed.
minute is just saying whoever spliced it together is lazy.
Oh, okay. So what you're saying is they didn't just cut out a minute, that they accidentally, when they spliced it together, left out a minute worth of time.
Something to that effect.
Okay, yeah, that's possible too.
Yeah. You can move a body in a minute. Yeah, but they would have to go in, kill him, and then move the body out. Is kind of what Josh is saying. And you can't.
No, I don't think
it takes longer to strangle somebody than a minute.
Like, I don't think they needed to move the body.
I think he just walked out.
Could be.
Where are we at?
The Epstein case. Do you agree with her, sir?
The Attorney General's handled that very well. She's really done a very good job. And I think that when you look at it, you'll understand that. I would like to see that also. But I think the Attorney General, the credibility is very important. And you want credible evidence for something like that. And I think the Attorney General's handled it very well.
How many more?
She's done really well, Josh. She's done really well. She's handled it great.
Of course.
Fantastic. She's handled it fantastic. It's such a Trump flaw to not speak bad about somebody that he appointed.
Yeah, because he can't admit he made a mistake.
Well, turns out
until
that there's nothing.
Everyone is on his side, you know.
Yep. Back to Mr. Pirro. Is sorry that you're too much of a conspiracy theorist to trust honest people like Cash Patel, Dan Bongino. I mean, this is just Charlie Kirk over again. Oh gosh.
Cash Patel and Dan Bongino in charge of the FBI. And we put Pam Bondi in charge of the DOJ. And then it turns out that there's nothing there. I don't know what more you expect. What do you think? They're all part of the conspiracy? And the answer is, of course, yes. You can always go down the next conspiratorial rabbit hole. That's the beauty of conspiratorial rabbit holes. When one of them gets debunked, you just dive right into the next conspiratorial rabbit hole. I'm just going to point out for the 1,000th time here, Dan Bongino and Cash Patel were both suspicious of the Epstein list stuff. They were both.
Yeah, and Bongino was about to quit. I don't know. I was waiting on him to quit yesterday, but we haven't heard anything. But we haven't heard anything from Cash or Bongino the last 2 days.
Nope.
They were both
they got whipped
into the theorizing, and then they saw the evidence. And like the honest people they are, they came to a conclusion about that evidence.
Dude, Ben he's such a bad liar, dude. Like, these guys need to get better at lying.
Period. If your expectations of a gigantic conspiracy don't come true and you have no counter evidence, none except for your speculation, I'm sorry, but that's on you. I'm sorry. When you put Cash Patel and Dan Bongino in charge of the FBI.
Trust them, dude. Josh, you got to trust the administration. We need to trust our government. I know I've been railing about trusting our government since I've been on air, but now we need to trust them. This time we need to trust them.
Yes.
This time. Specifically, like, now. Some would say he got the call. Others say he made the call. Who knows anymore? Let me refresh.
Now we're working in the realm of the unfalsifiable.
You're not, but look, Ben, you can't come to me and say, everybody I know says he killed himself.
I think this was yesterday.
And then I respond saying, I actually have my own sources who say he didn't. And then you say, well, your sources are not valid because they won't put their names on it. Okay,
well,
who are
no,
your
I'm not saying
sources?
they're
Let's go
invalid.
down the list, and then we'll talk about why they might be saying that.
My sources are the President of the United States, the Vice President of the United States, Cash Patel, the head of the FBI, Dan Bongino, the Deputy Head of the FBI, and Pam Bondi, the Attorney General. And those aren't just my sources. They're everybody's sources because they publicly came out and said this.
Okay, Trump hasn't specifically weighed in on that specific aspect of it. We've all seen the limited things that Trump has said and tweeted on this. And J.D. Vance was calling for transparency and suggesting otherwise prior to taking...
I'm pretty sure this was a while back, too. Maybe not.
He hasn't commented on this so far, so he's not one of
somebody
your
should
sources.
ask him. He's the vice
you've
president.
Got Cash,
So he
you've got
should
Dan, and you've got Pam, and we've already discussed that memo in full detail. I'm talking about people behind the scenes who, prior to Trump taking office, I'm not going to get too specific, but trust me, I have high-level sources who have said they don't believe any of that. Any of that. Okay. So, and I'm not going to out them for purposes of convincing you, but you're telling me name them. No, I'm not going to. I don't have authorization.
I'm not
and then
no,
you say, well, I dismiss
Megyn,
all of it because you won't name them.
Hold on, Megyn, I'm not saying you should name them. I'm saying they should name themselves because otherwise they are being complicit in one of the greatest cover-ups in the history of the American
Republic. That's easy for you to say, Ben. That's very easy for you to say.
Why is that easy for me to say? Why?
Because you'll have your job and you'll have your millions, no matter what they do. Are you kidding?
Megyn, give me a break. If somebody came out today and they were a whistleblower on the greatest scandal in the history of the American Republic, they would make more money tomorrow.
Dude, somebody said my hat.
Here we go.
Sources, my hat. Dude, when Ben Shapiro says sources, he just means the Telegram chat he's in with all of his other tiny hat friends. Everybody knows they have some type of massive group chat. Which one? Signal? Which one deletes everything?
Signal.
Oh, and in their entire life working for the FBI. That's ridiculous.
Okay, there are reasons not to cross the people who are in charge, and that's all I'm going to say. And look, this is me not having.
He's good at it. I mean, that probably wouldn't work on you or me, but like he's good at it.
I guess to finish this thing up, like we said at the beginning, Kevin Spacey, who was listed as passenger on the Lolita Express, has called for the immediate release of the Epstein files. Release the Epstein files, all of them. For those of us with nothing to fear, the truth can't come soon enough. I hate to make this about me, but the media already has. Isn't he like chilling in Greece somewhere in some non-extradition country? Him and Tom Hanks. Anyway, Kevin Spacey, House of Cards, kind of goated. Sorry to say it, man. Well, they separated.
He's a good actor.
Art from the artist.
Yeah, he's a good actor. No one denies that.
So I guess the question is to kind of bring this kind of full circle. I said I was going to try to put some puzzle pieces together here. Not to say that I have a full picture, but we have people like Kevin Spacey, Nikki Haley, all these people that we don't agree with on almost anything saying release the files. And then we have Charlie Kirk and Ben Shapiro, not saying that we agree with them, but they're loosely on our side saying let's not release the files.
I stand by what I said earlier where I think what's going on now what's going on behind the scenes, we don't know. But I think that all the people who have something to lose from this, like Kevin Spacey, I think they're saying to themselves that it's like, look, like the people that captured Donald Trump, they're connected with. And so they know that if Trump is not going to release them, they're never getting released. So they can say whatever they want. So now Nikki Haley, if she were to say it before, there's a risk of a mandate. There's a risk of putting her name on a mandate to release the files. But now that she is certain they're not going to do that, well, she can say whatever he wants because now it's a campaign speech. It's like, look, they're never building a border wall. So I can say, let's build a border wall because that's what the people want to hear.
Yeah.
Let's release the Epstein files because that's what they want to hear.
Dude, you talk about resentment. That's the one thing I resent. I was told we were getting a border wall and Mexico was going to pay for it. Here we are, 15, 10, 11 years later, and we don't have a border wall. Not only did Mexico not pay for it, we just don't have a wall, period. This one just came up on the timeline. This is Tim Burchett. Kind of goated. I like Tim Burchett, so...
Should there be an investigation or a special counsel investigation?
I don't know. I'm not an attorney. I just find them guilty and hang them publicly. I mean, that's not over the top either. I'm ready. I'm over it. It disgusts me. I'm big on clarity and transparency, and that's good reason people don't trust government, either party.
But you don't believe what the Justice Department is saying?
I don't know. No, I don't. I don't trust them.
Goated?
Should there be an investigation?
Tim Burchett goated?
Goated with the sauce?
Where's he out of? Where's Tim Burchett out of? Where's Stacey out of?
I'm getting Tennessee or like Arkansas vibes. Arkansas.
U.S. rep for Tennessee.
Hey, I'm a genius. What can I say?
Let's see. I'm just trying to catch up on X, see if there's anything come out that we haven't discussed yet. Chad, if you're still here, you haven't live streamed yet, go ahead and live stream for me if you please. If you don't mind, and you're not subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, you know, all the good things. And we're also monetized, so if you want to become a member. I think it's like $1.99 or something, so that would be greatly appreciated. I do have my prop over there. I was looking for it when he said we were trying to hang some people, but it's too far and I don't feel like getting up now. I'm kind of settled in. We're going to run this thing to probably till about 5. If there's anything y'all want to talk about, Nancy Mace, all child rapists should get the death penalty. Okay. Why does it have to be her? Why? Why, Josh? Somebody call Andre Brower. Tell him to get on here. I'll dedicate a significant amount of my time and energy between him running against Lindsey Graham and whoever is running against Nancy Mace to beat both of them. What else we got to talk about, Josh?
That the Grok companion thing. So like you said yesterday, the anime girl, that's like the official thing, or it's not customizable?
Yeah, that's it. No, that's it. That and the like a red panda looking thing.
Yeah, dude. That's bananas. Because what I assumed when you pulled it up, there were several different icons. I assumed what it was like kind of like how AI generates custom images, you could kind of create a custom avatar. And it was like, okay, here's a bear, here's an anime girl, here's a duck, here's Donald Trump. And it can sound like whatever you want it to. So that's like a uniform thing.
Okay,
it's literally Joy from Blade Runner 2049.
Here's something to clear this up a little bit.
I got to correct something real quick.
Please.
So it's being reported that House Republicans unanimously voted to block the release of the Epstein files, and I want to straighten out the record right now. That is not true. If I could vote, okay. If I could vote to release the Epstein files, guys, you would have my vote. I would vote yes. Here's what just happened. It was a procedural vote, and we have these all the time. It's called a PQ. It's voting on the previous question. And if the Democrats had won the previous question, which I know sounds insane, it's one of these crazy rules in the House that are hard to understand, that means they would control the House floor. And that means they could bring up anything. They could bring up impeachment articles against President Trump. They could bring up a whole package of insane Democrat agenda items and force votes on the House floor on these things. That's what we voted against. We never allowed Democrats to have control of the House floor because we control the House floor.
Yes.
So it's a misunderstanding, and I just wanted to straighten that out.
Yeah, I mean, I'm loosely familiar with how the procedural vote works, and I really don't care. I'm really tired of all this legalese bull crap that we have to wade through to get our country to run. And it's not going to change until the system crashes, and this is partially why we advocate for destroying the entire thing. To just rebuild from scratch. Just get in debt, all the debt that we can get in, deport everybody, and start over. That's what we need to do. If we started over, Josh, we wouldn't have any debt. Do you know that? We could fix the debt and the deportations all in one go.
Donald Trump, please save us.
It's a smart man. Kaczynski was one of his students. Do you know who Kaczynski was? There's very little difference between a madman and a genius. But Kaczynski, I said, what kind of a student was he, Uncle John, Dr. John Trump? He said, what kind of a student? And he said, seriously good. He said he'd go around correcting everybody, but it didn't work out too well for him. Didn't work out too well, but it's interesting in life. But I will say this, chemical and math, that's a smart man. Kaczynski was one of his...
Live Kaczynski posting? Based? I mean, dude, I want to like Trump. I want to trust Trump. But when he comes out and tells me to my face and he says, there were no Epstein files. What do you want me to do, dude? What do you want me to do? I know you're in a bad spot, but now you put me in a bad spot also.
I'm not totally sure what's going on.
It's like the people, I mean, I don't know, dude.
I think it could be a case of like where the Republicans and by extension Donald Trump think the base will be with them no matter what. And that he may be miscalculated and thought that he could corral them away from the Epstein files.
There's no way he believes that, though. There's no way he believes that.
I think it's possible because I think he's being isolated in his own bubble.
He's got to be
intentionally or
sheltered
otherwise.
for that to be the case. Extremely.
I think so.
And that in itself is a problem. I mean, he got ratioed on his Epstein post the other day. Is that, I mean, do you think he has access to his own Truth Social?
I think he has access to it, but I think...
you don't think that would be eye-opening? Hey,
No.
It's my platform that I built and my base is the sole contributor to.
No, he knows
and
that.
I'm getting railed
but the point
on
is,
my own post.
He knows it now. He knows it now, but he thought he could, before the ratio, he thought he could direct people's attention away. You know, if, like, in his mind, he probably thought people cared more about the MLK files than the Epstein files. Like, oh, the blacks, they really want to know what happened with MLK. That will go over.
Did
way
we
better
even
than
get all the
Epstein.
MLK files, though?
No, we haven't. That's but like I'm just illustrating maybe his mindset.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, they won't release the MLK files for the same reason they won't release the Epstein files. Because they never existed.
Mm-hmm.
Nearly 3 minutes missing from raw Epstein prison video. Metadata reveals an analysis shows FBI labeled raw surveillance footage from outside Epstein's cell was anything but. So now they're saying 3 minutes were missing. I guess they kind of dove into and broke it down a little bit more in depth than just looking at the timer on screen. Nearly 2 minutes and 53 seconds were cut right before the infamous missing minute. Metadata show the video was edited and saved repeatedly over 3.5 hours before being uploaded as unedited. Oh. So basically what they did, chat, was they took the raw, pulled it out, extracted the 3.5 minutes, overlaid another section, changed the timer to match it. The minute is necessarily missing. I think I do believe them when they say there's a missing minute every night. I think that there's probably some credibility to that. Though that's a problem in itself. And so now they're saying that it was pulled, edited, deleted from original file, and then it was replaced with the 2 minutes and 53 seconds were missing. And it sounds like they took that 3 minutes, cut it out, and replaced it with something else. And now we're trying to say it's unedited or raw.
That makes sense.
Here they're lying to you. They're lying to you. Not only are they lying to you about the Epstein files not existing, now they're lying to you about the video footage. After they said it already didn't exist, now they're giving you the video footage raw, which is actually not raw. That they edited to say that it was raw, but it's not raw. And now, it's just a bunch of lies. Lies on lies. Just say, dude, I diddled the kids, you're not getting the files. Like, I would be happy with that outcome. Not that outcome, but that giving to the people, if you will, the truth. Just give us the truth. That's all we want. That's what we're here for, boys. This list was a potential card for Trump to play. Instead, he folded. Okay, let me give you my position on this. I kind of said it Sunday on John's stream. A lot of people are saying this is a blunder for the midterms. And I don't think so.
No.
It's not a blunder for the midterms because it's extremely early. And you can kind of play this off given enough time, which is like a year and a half. Well, a year and 4 months. Year and a half. So they have a year and a half before midterms. If I'm being extremely generous, this is Donald Trump saying, hey, we need to use it for leverage in the midterms. Give me a few months and I'll give it to you. And so I was asked the question of how long I'm willing to wait. And I think 4 months from today, probably 4 to 6. I'm going to lean towards 4. What is it? Mid-July, August, September, October, November. Yeah, so let's right at a year out from midterms is when we're going to start seeing things drop. If we get the files then, you can come back and tell me I'm right. And I think this is the case. I think he's just trying to buy time. He's just really bad at buying time. That's the most generous take I can give him.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that's what's happening. I'm saying if I'm being trust Trump, trust the plan, this is the plan. This has to be the plan. But 4 months is a long time. And it seems like there's a lot of people trying to force their hand so that they can get by the files for the midterms.
Mm-hmm.
If this is a midterm play, and I think it is in some way. Does that make sense?
Yeah. But that's not what's happening.
I don't know, dude. My father could have been a good double agent for Epstein. Same type of hair and forehead. Jew?
Jew? Are you Jew? His name is Josh.
Do they have the same ears? That's the question. All right, let me scroll here for a second. See if there's anything else. Chat. It's about 5 o'clock. We're gonna go ahead and close it up. If y'all have anything else for me, thank you for joining today. Again, if you haven't liked the stream, go ahead and like the stream. If you aren't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. If you're not a member, consider it.
I'm laughing at Josh's comment.
Which one?
Asking if I went to the bathroom. He came in 30 minutes late. No, Josh, I did not get my call, my daily call.
Dude, at about 2 hours, about an hour and a half to 2 hours in, my eyes start hurting.
Oh, these lights, my eyes.
The lights, do they get you?
Oh, they're straining me, man. And that's the
We're
thing.
Suffering for you, chat. We're suffering for you. At least give us $2 for $2 a month. You can help.
Please, because honestly, it's like sometimes when I look back at our streams, I'm like, damn, man, like I'm not talking at all. And it's because it's because the lights at work are the same. The studio light. Like I'm just being beamed with lasers all day. And by the time I get here, and especially after 3 hours, I'm like, help me. But so give us money so that we can both go full time.
Maybe here's what I need to do. Josh. We need to stop interacting with chat unless it's super chats like everybody else. But I like you, Chad. I can't. I have to engage with you.
I don't know if I
like,
could
I
do
like
it.
you, Chad. You know, we're friends here. We're family. Maybe one day we'll get big enough where I don't have to talk to you. Then you can, unless you give me money, and then I can just berate you.
I was actually thinking about that. I was like, if we actually got big, I feel like we should actually give Josh I, Lord of the Ree, Ninja, Daniel, 1989 Theology, maybe give them privileged access for being the OGs.
Yeah, we can do that.
I
I probably do need a mod or two, which we can clear that up later on. Oh boys. It's just slow. This Epstein stuff's slow, man. And like I said, I don't want to wait, but I think we don't have a choice. We don't have a choice. Data Leak says they are relocating a bunch of Afghans to the UK. Surprise, surprise.
Ultimately revealed, but the fact remains that
Y'all can't hear that, can you? It's extremely loud, though.
It's probably worth listening to Maxwell's testimony. If a client list exists at this
I'll
point,
comment on this too. Matt Walsh, this is a complete retard take from Matt Walsh. Where you tag him? Tag Matt Walsh. Retard take here. Retard take. Let's drag Ghislaine out and get her to testify. How about no? How about let's not treat her as some good faith actor that didn't also diddle the kids?
Yeah, that wouldn't do anything.
now, of course, we have no idea what information, if any, this sociopath, this evil woman will ultimately reveal. But the fact remains that, especially after the humiliating display by Bondi and the DOJ we've all just witnessed, it's probably worth listening to Maxwell's testimony. If a client list exists at this point, she's the most likely person to tell us. Now, yes, it's an indictment of Pam Bondi and the DOJ that we see any reason
pause it.
to listen to a ghoul like this.
I don't even know how to rub
that's
my
where
hands
we are.
together, dude. I need to practice. How do you? Is it like this?
Okay, so
I need to practice. We need the money.
like this. Hold on, let me give me. Is that free? Like
We
this.
need the money. Give us the money.
If they killed him, they'd kill her. If they fake killed him, they can fake kill her. This doesn't mean anything.
Sure.
And it's like, okay, they're saying what, she's under house arrest. What does that mean? Where is that? Show me where it is.
On the
I'm not
beach,
saying to go
on the beach in Greece.
Yeah, like she's in Mossad custody.
House arrest. She's on house arrest. Anywhere there's a fishing line in a circle, she's on house arrest. As long as she's got a fishing line around her. That's all, dude. That's all they got to do. Give me a fishing line. I'm in the house. In my domicile. Oh, boy. Funny, ha ha ha. Ben Shapiro again. Anyway, all right. I think that's it. Tomorrow, we will not be talking about Epstein because I just got a... Ring, ring. Oh, you don't want me to talk about him anymore? How much you going to pay me? Oh, yeah, I forgot. You got me on video diddling kids, too. Okay. So no funds. All right. We won't talk about it tomorrow, then. That's basically how the conversation goes, I'm assuming.
It's like Thomas Massey, where it's like, she would be a shame if your wife got into a tragic car accident.
Yeah. It sure would be a shame if you had nothing else to lose because we took it all from you. But also advocate for displacing Americans. What a retard. Dude,
Yeah,
dude,
Massey's a
Massey, dude, I
dumbass.
was a Massey fan for a long
Dumbassy.
time. Like, read the room, dude. Read the room. I don't know. I'm just scrolling for the fun of it now. I'm tired. It's bedtime. Just kidding. Anywho. Chat, I will see you tomorrow, 2:30-ish, 2:45.
Sounds like a plan, Stan.
What's tomorrow, Wednesday?
Yeah.
We'll have things to do. Go ahead. Share the stream. Dude, if any of y'all have somebody you think might be interested in watching, try to entertain.
The way this
Let me entertain more people. It is what it is. Me and Josh are going to start doing some skits. Josh doesn't want to, but...
Skits are gay and retarded. Unless they're funny, but they're almost never are.
You got to commit to it, dude. You know what our skit's going to be? Our skit's going to be dressing Josh up like Tim Dillon and doing the Tim Dillon bit. I'm going to make Josh do a Tim Dillon bit.
If I can do a good enough impression, that's not like a skit.
We're going to kill it, dude.
That's not like a skit.
It.
Like, I think, like, even people that are like skitty, they're funnier when they're not doing that.
We'll figure something out.
Yeah.
We'll entertain you. That's our jobs now. Freemasonry stream.
That's a nothing burger. That's a red herring.
There was a dude that was going into different Freemasonry events and filming them. He said it was going to do like 4 parts. He posted part 1, and I never saw 2, 3, and 4 from him. So I don't know. Is that Freemasonry stream and Jewish Kabbalah? We the chat demand it. If we do one, it'll be behind a paywall. Ha!
Ah.
Meme warfare. That's all we got. Yeah, I want to do some type of skit, meme type content. Did I saw one yesterday? I'm going to post this in the chat and y'all can go watch it after we finish this up. Let me see if I can get to it. Who did I send it to? Who did I send it to? No. Where is it not on here? Yep, here it goes. Oh, no. I don't have the link. Yeah, I do. Here's a link. All right, I'm going to put this link in the chat. We're about to bounce out here. Thank y'all for sticking around. And we will catch y'all tomorrow. Check out this skit that they did. Like I said. Thank you to all the members, Imperfect Citizen and 1989 Theology. I think it's all we got right now. But yeah, again, I thank everybody for watching in general. So here we go.
Adios.
Trigger warning. Later, dude.
Come on, man. Come on. What you doing, man?